Of course we're watching Peyton and Eli.
People think unusual circumstances means complicated taxes.
And then my pillow's falling.
Shut up, Thought.
Be gone, Thought.
Thought on a horse.
Closer, my child.
Speaking of Thought on a horse, why didn't you Red Dead that?
Yeah. A lot, actually. At least once or twice a week. I still ain't jumped on that new server in 5M to see if there's anything I like. Put this fucking robe on because it's cold and now it's hot.
Go stand outside for a few minutes.
Yeah. It was 75. Dude, the other night I woke up in here, I took a nap, I was sweating. And it was like 78 degrees in the house, and it was like 75 at like 11 o'clock at night outside, and it was raining. And then today, there were snow flurries.
It was snowing at my house.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't go to work. The road was icy.
It was snowing, and now it's cold as fuck, so.
Oh, at least we don't have to suffer being forced to watch a Panthers game.
Yeah.
Just the thought.
Can't believe FedEx Field falling apart nearly hurt Jalen Smith. Jalen Hurts, not Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith, you know, the bum linebacker.
Secured a playoff spot.
Yeah. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs, but that's what you
It's
get.
weird that they've secured it.
That's what you get when you add an extra team. You get somebody like the Saturday games are Kansas City and Denver. I'm so glad I'm missing that one. And then Cowboys Eagles, I'll record that one and probably watch it when I get home. But Broncos and Chiefs, I'm not sad about missing that game at all. And then Sunday night, you basically have a playoff game, Raiders and Chargers.
Uh-oh.
What?
Antonio Brown randomly sends messages to Steelers fans and Big Ben.
He's trying to come back. He's trying to come home. God damn it, take this fucking thing off.
I know you're sad about Ben retiring, but it's not over for Ben yet. I know everyone is wondering about if this is his last game in Pittsburgh tonight and would it end like this, but it may not end like this. I know Ben, he's a competitor and he loves to play football. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and I just don't see him hanging it up.
Is that what
so
AB
he's
said?
saying, Ben, I'll come back if you play. Literally is what he's saying.
I'm sure Mike Tomlin would have a stroke if anybody even suggested, hey, maybe we give AB another shot.
I know you're sad about Ben Roethlisberger retiring, but it's not over for Ben yet. I know everyone was wondering, is it his last game in Pittsburgh tonight?
He's reading that.
End like this, but it may not end like this.
He's reading that. Who wrote that for AB?
He's a competitor, loved to play football, one of the greatest quarterback all time, and I just don't see him hanging it up. So, Patrick, you and all other Steelers fans who looking to think Big Ben is playing his last game in Huntsville, I wouldn't tip my hat on that yet.
Did Vontaze Burfict give him a speech impediment too when he rocked his head?
And he didn't say that his career was over. He didn't say that it was his last game in Huntsville. So we can't speculate.
Speculate.
Him not playing anymore. So let's be
I thought he went to college.
Let's wish for one of his best games tonight, and let's keep business booming. Patrick.
Let's keep business booming.
You love Pittsburgh and you love football. So let's keep Ben in our warm prayers and hopes.
Antonio Brown's a weird guy. I told you he's reading that. And he's having trouble reading it.
All right, bro. Happy New Year. Happy birthday.
See, because this game doesn't really have any real playoff implications, I thought the Peyton and Eli show would be a good thing to watch to make it fun.
Play hard tonight, even though they're out of the playoffs.
The Jaguars winning a game, though, that's long odds.
Came here to win a game. Pittsburgh beat them the first time around. They owe these guys. They have not
They
had
sure
a lot of
did.
success in Pittsburgh. Certainly beat them last year in the playoff game. But I expect them
How many
to
times are they going to make fun of Eli for pitching a fit on draft night?
Yeah, definitely.
The same night Ben got drafted.
Loss last week to Kansas City, but they still got
Here come the Steelers.
They got to win this game. They got to win next week in Baltimore, but really tonight, Peyton,
You're asking an awful lot, ain't you?
Right? I
'Cause,
talked to him this week.
yeah.
He said it certainly feels
You heard
like it's
Antonio,
his
he
last
knows.
home game in Pittsburgh. He's had an unbelievable career.
I don't know what
He's
AB knows
also
anymore.
He's got to have that
right?
Kobe
They haven't
Bryant
scored
game,
many
throw the ball
touchdowns in
87
the first half. They went to start
for
fast. I wouldn't be
590
surprised.
yard break
A
all
lot
the
of no
records.
huddle middle,
touchdown
let Ben get
passes
some
in
line
the
of
game.
scrimmage, change plays.
Man, this
get
is
the
way
plays
more
he's
comfortable over here.
with, and just change the tempo and get things
I'm not
going,
sitting in
see
the
if they
chair
can figure
tonight.
something And get a fast start.
Yeah, Ben's one of the best at that. You know, calling.
Getting flashbacks, the same uniform combination the Browns wore when they beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
Two safeties deep and rotate on the snap, just like
Najee Harris for 4. How close are you and Cameron in fantasy?
I
It's
think,
going to be
I
single
think
coverage
I'm
early.
down 20
He's taking a shot
with
to
the
Claypool.
Steelers
He's
kicker
taking
and
a shot
Najee
down the
Harris.
field.
If Chubb gets me 20, I'll still be behind, but if I just make up 20, I'll have a chance going into next week.
Less time to decide what the defense is going to do.
And obviously, Pittsburgh's got a new center. Guys only snapped it, I think, 28 or 29
Najee
times
Harris.
this season, so
And I
that's
have
something to look
Najee
out
and
for.
Chris
Obviously,
Boswell.
you got a veteran quarterback, but having a new center can change things up. So.
Uh-oh, Ben's first last pass attempt.
He's done a good job of getting the
First
ball
down with Claypool.
like that. You kind of think of him in his early days, Pete. He would hold it, he would scramble, guys would fall off of him. He's not doing that as much. You know, the ball's coming out quick. He's still got the strong arm. But he's a little bit older now.
I don't think he's got the strong arm.
He can't avoid those rushers like he
I've
used to
been
be able
watching
to.
those Cardinals
Hey, in his
highlights from
day,
the
he was the
Super
best
Bowl.
of all
Yeah.
time.
Watching
Pumping
Ben
one
move.
way, pumping another.
Like you
Guys
said,
It's
all
crazy.
around,
Holy
you know,
shit.
knocking the ball down, still getting the throw off to Hines Ward. Just the most frustrating thing to a defense. He did it to
He
the
knows what it's
Colts
like
and the
by winning
Broncos a
games,
bunch
man.
for not playing
Yeah.
against them. There's nobody like him when it came to staying in the pocket, keeping his eyes down.
Ooh,
and
Ben.
ready to throw
Ugh.
at any time. You're gonna stop him. Oh,
Taki with the tackle
for the last play.
for the loss.
People always ask me, you know, because Ben and I were drafted the same.
Oh boy, Roger Goodell gets to come on here and do damage control about all the COVID tests and shit recently.
The quarterbacks that you're drafted
That's
with,
gotta be why
you're
he's coming on.
proud Of your draft class. So with Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, and I think, you know, always kind of rooted for them. I might have been a little jealous that he won that Super Bowl so early. I'm like, hey, I got to get going. I got to catch up with this guy. He's winning all these championships. But, you know,
Ben contributed a lot more to the Steelers Super Bowl runs than Eli did with the Giants. I can tell you that.
Kind of this season, last season, some, and you know, so proud of him and his career and all his success.
And Ben overthrows Deontay Johnson. They're on 3rd and 14. This is nothing new. The Steelers haven't scored a first quarter touchdown since when? All year?
Curl flat weak side. They didn't complete it. Yeah, you know, I think the 2004 draft class has done just fine by themselves. You know, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, what is that, 16, 17, 18 years, multiple championships, passing records.
Well, don't make
people
Phillip
talk about
Rivers
their
sad because he didn't get any of
class,
those.
Certainly, solid class, but that 2004 quarterback class has done just fine, I would say.
I think we've done all right.
3rd and 14. Ben almost dropped the snap.
New center right there.
Claypool.
Low snap.
4th down in about 6.
Go for it.
Punt it away. You know this. You know the last time they played, the Steelers won 15-10. You know what kind of game this is going to be.
Caught it one-handed.
This
As
is
an
really a
athlete.
screen,
That's
right?
Ben's
All the
last
receivers are blocking, they're
first
on
3 and
those
out.
shallow routes, try to get, you know, third and super long. With Cleveland's
Man, the
defense,
Steelers are
they
fucked. They
don't
don't have Harvin back
they
there
don't-
punting
they
for
don't
them.
blitz much.
A
They
big
let
fat
Foles,
bastard.
They get to the quarterback quick early in the game. Don't take a sack. Don't turn the ball over.
Percy
Try to
Harvin's
push them back and
Thanksgiving
let the defense go out there and play well.
One thing about that low snap, Eli, it does take you.
Now we get to answer the question: how often will Baker?
Oh, did he
Even
fumble?
the shotgun,
I don't think he did.
It went out.
How often will Baker Mayfield put his team in a bad position?
A low snap, it takes
I
your
just want
eyes
to see
off
if the
those
pass rush
safeties.
can get there.
And as cool as it was that the Bengals won yesterday, if they had lost, this game would have meant a lot more. Because the Browns could have won this and then beat the Bengals next week.
Really beat the Bengals next week.
Of all time, just
They blew
right
them out.
If Joe Burrow gets hurt at the end
Yeah.
of the
I
game
had to
and
give
they
Jeff a
lose,
little love,
yes.
Eli. I was pretty rough on him a couple episodes ago, so trying to give him a little love.
Why did you always practice the bad shotgun snap drill where you have to take
Hey,
the right
Michael.
down and
Yeah, I
throw
kind
the
as much as I loved the Bengals winning yesterday, I kind of wish they hadn't, because this game would have really, really meant
His
something.
backup was in.
Perfect.
Ease.
So I was banking on this game being a much bigger deal than it is, because I was like, oh yeah, the Chiefs will beat the Bengals. I guess not. I don't know who did more bitching about the refs yesterday, Chiefs fans or Cowboys players themselves. They were saying that's the reason they lost to the Cardinals.
That's the same thing every week, though.
They were so. How often do you hear players say that? Usually players are like, whatever, we move on, we got to play better, blah blah. Now the Cowboys are like, we shouldn't have lost that game. Damn refs had it out for us again, just like against the Raiders. It's like, shut up.
Let them keep that mindset. That's
Yeah.
why they're going to play like shit. It ain't a slump.
Well, yeah, the refs definitely handed the Steelers Ben's first Super Bowl win. Like that one against Seattle. That
Past is the past.
the past is past. History doesn't have eyes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
If I'm a Steelers fan, history don't have eyes. We won that Super Bowl. What the fuck y'all talking about? Yeah, it's one of the worst officiated games of all time. That one official said something like he'll regret that till the day he dies or something. He was like really dramatic about it. I can't remember which ref it was. I think it might have been that Vinovich guy. He was like, yep, I will regret that game until the day I die because I know I didn't do my job. Had to help Cower get one somehow. So boomers can say they'd rather have Cower back than Tomlin, even though Cower's teams were just as bad as Tomlin's teams as far as like underachieving. Because think about it. Oh, the Steelers only had 3 head coaches in history. Okay, you won 4 Super Bowls in the 70s. What the fuck did y'all do from 1980 to 2004? That's a long time. Nothing. Did a whole lot of nothing. Same with the Packers. Titletown, Green Bay, Lombardi Trophy. Okay, what'd y'all do from like 1970 to like 1994? That's like a quarter of a century where the Packers were not relevant. Same for the Steelers. It's like they have these reputations, but they have these long gaps in their history where nothing happened. The Cowboys are in the middle of that right now.
Yeah.
Game for me.
And spoiler alert, they're not going to get out of it anytime soon.
It'll be like the
Nobody
Lions.
talked
Yeah.
football like he did. Nobody loved football more than he did.
The Jaguars and Jets have won more playoff games since '96 than the Cowboys have.
Just a few weeks ago, Eli, Demarius
Every year I love sharing that post. It's like, if your team's logo was on this, you've got more playoff wins than the Cowboys since '96. And it's everybody except like Washington and Detroit.
Just a guy that you want to play with and compete with, and cared about people's kids off the field, coaches, children.
Everybody loved Demarius Thomas.
He was a special guy.
Yeah, both those guys were legends. I remember going to those production
Plays without a Baker Mayfield accident. 1. Hey, that's not good for me, but it's encouraging to see the Steelers stuff a run like that.
And got to know him, and also we lost Coach Dan Reeves, great player with the Cowboys. I think
Dan Reeves, a miracle worker, because he got the '90s Falcons to a Super Bowl.
Player coach for the Cowboys and one of their Super Bowls. That will never be done again. 9 Super Bowls.
Wow, Jarvis Landry wide open here
And they all rest in peace.
to the 45. I feel like I'm watching 2 crippled quarterbacks play. Only one of them's younger than me.
Do offensively, pay, get things going here.
I mean, I like that right there. Baker hitting Jarvis Landry. That has not been happening as much this year as opposed to last year. The timing between the two of them just has not been the same this year for whatever reason. Lack of practice continuity. There could be lots of reasons for it, but they have missed each other.
Quarterbacks make a lot of excuses for each other.
Obviously, as he goes empty right away, there's no chance he's running the ball on this play. So, thanks for
Yeah, like I said, plays without a Baker accident, 2.
Pittsburgh.
Baker hasn't fucked up in the first 2 plays.
I mean, Baker had a tough day against Green Bay, right, Eli?
Oh,
4 interceptions. The best remedy.
That was an
of the
accurate pass.
game is to come out and run the ball, hand the ball off to Chubb. I think they had over 200 yards rushing against Green Bay, so the running game is still going to be good. Their offensive line is excellent.
Speaking of the Packers, they gave up 200 yards rushing to the Ravens and the Browns. But the Vikings couldn't do shit yesterday. Yeah. Browns got robbed against Green Bay. Then this game really would mean something.
Baker to go win this game. If even if they go in the 3 receivers and kind of passing downs, they're going to stay base defense. They're going to say, we are not going to let you run the ball on us. We're going to keep 7 guys in the box, make you throw the ball.
That ball was behind Schwartz. Bad throw by Baker. But at least it wasn't a turnover.
A little off, had an open slant, and it seems like I know last week he didn't play real well. I thought this
That's
week
the same
having
team, not just
like
running
ball
down
got
the
tipped there a little
Yeah.
bit.
And what the fuck are the Browns doing
Last
throwing
week
3
he didn't
plays in
play
a
as
row?
well. He also hadn't practiced in almost 2 weeks, and when you're wearing a brace and things are different,
That ain't who you are.
He's still a young quarterback that can have effect, but he got to practice all this week. I kind of expect him to come out and grind and play well and get back on track here.
Yeah. there's a reason
Big
for
drop
that.
from Baker. Good protection.
Matters.
And Hooper drop, said he was wide open. It would have been a
You know I'm throwing this guy down.
it would have been a battle between Fitzpatrick and Hooper to get to the first down.
I gotta throw this game.
That was actually a good decision, right? Pittsburgh's playing.
Yeah, Dylan, why'd you
go
drop
short,
this?
get upfield.
It should be obvious.
He let him right in front.
You guys
They
really
can
don't know
turn
how
out,
much
right?
Austin
You know,
Hooper and
you know,
Dylan kinda look
tight
like
ends that run
brothers.
To the flat. If I throw you that back hip, hey, stop! There's someone out there. If I leave you in front. Turn
Hey, did you?
up,
Yeah,
and
Michael.
get the first
Michael just
down.
pointed out. Did you know that Carson
Yeah,
Wentz is the
yeah,
highest paid
first down
player
marker
on the
right
Eagles
there.
roster?
Put him in the right
Still,
spot.
the Eagles still have to pay Wentz the money they owe him.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Touchback.
No one back. They not.
Speaking of legends, Eli, we have the legendary Coach Bill Cowher joining us after this break.
Bill
He'll be-
Cowher.
The chin. I do like Bill Cowher. At least his players were like accountable when he was there. It's like the main difference between him and Tomlin was accountability. Unless your name's Joey Porter. Yep, I guess no stream on Saturday. I'm going to AEW. I'm 27 years old. I'm going to get to see Sting. I didn't think he'd still be wrestling when I was in my late 20s.
Everybody's sharing that post to Antonio. Like, what the fuck is he smoking?
Hey, Ben, congratulations. When I was just listening to AB read that, I was thinking about him having his eyes crossed and speaking with like a lisp or something. Okay, so like I said, I didn't watch a lot of the Falcons game yesterday because I can't stomach it, but I saw how they robbed us. Matt Ryan dives for the end zone, touchdown, and gets flagged for taunting Jordan Poyer, which is fine, whatever. It wasn't much of a taunt. And then they go and review it and go, oh no, since he's a quarterback and he was diving, he was giving himself up. That touchdown don't count. Also, 15-yard penalty. You're backed up to the 16 now, 3rd and goal. Thanks a lot. I was going to make it a 7-point game with like 6.5 minutes to go. Thanks a lot. He gave himself up. No, he didn't. You call diving for the goal line giving yourself up? And then you put the taunting penalty on top of that? Yeah. Okay.
All right, welcome back. We got 0-0 in Pittsburgh tonight, and now, Pate, we get to invite the legendary coach Bill Cowher.
No, it's still the first quarter. The Steelers can't
show.
score yet.
And,
They got to get
obviously,
down
great
by at
career
least
Pittsburgh.
20. Which I don't think the Browns are capable of scoring
awesome
20
that,
anymore.
He's coming on and join us here. And there he is. What's up, Coach? Coach, obviously, you had 15.
Bill Cowher kind of looks like with those glasses, one of those porn stars in those young go old videos.
And your quarterback was big Ben Roethlisberger in his second year. As you're sitting there watching the game tonight, what are the emotions going through as you see?
I
Ben
blame Cowher for
playing his
inflicting
last
Ben
game?
Roethlisberger on us. I've never liked Ben.
Steeler is, right? The grit, determination.
3-yard run by Najee Harris.
Thrown at him, and just watching him grow. I only had his first 3 years, but you know we were able to accomplish a lot. Just to know he's such a great
Celebrate it.
person. That's all 3 of you guys. That draft class that we had with you, Eli, you, and Philip, and Ben. I said, all you guys. The one thing about you guys.
I can't figure out if I want the Falcons to win or not Sunday. Because it'd be funny to beat the Saints and knock them out of the playoffs, but I kind of want the Saints to have to go play Tampa Bay.
Leading to the game and just, you know, your records and your.
That would make me very happy. Running with Najee Harris. God, the Steelers are boring to watch, but at least they got a first down out of that one.
Pittsburgh Steelers. People forget that you played for the Browns. And
I have to agree with
coached
Barry.
for the Browns.
Can we
And
please
I asked
stop
him
forcing the
before your
Steelers and the
press
Bears
conference
on
when you were
everybody in
announced
these
as the head
important
coach of the
games? Because
Steelers.
they are just boring to
Did you try to
watch.
get all those pictures of you as a
Oh,
Browns
come
player?
on,
erased?
man.
I
Like the
mean, this is a big
Steelers.
rivalry between these two organizations.
I watch them before I will the Bears or the Broncos, but the Steelers are like in my bottom 5 of teams I want to watch. Because they're so fucking boring on offense.
And every time we
I'd rather watch the Lions. That's entertainment. The Lions are just entertainment.
And say, no, you're supposed to be for a Pittsburgh Steelers. And so my dad was so mad that I bring some of the guys over to the house.
Yeah, I'm getting big Unabomber energy from Bill Cowher here.
Two cities that mirror each other.
they're blue collar, great sports fans, and just great venues to play. I mean, they're passionate about their team.
Great mustache, even in Cleveland. It never left you. It's solid.
You know, I do
Coach,
love
I
what
know
they're doing
at
with
the-
Ben, though.
Go. Somebody talk.
No, I said with
Go
Ben,
ahead.
put him in the shotgun. You know, I texted with Ben this afternoon and just told him I thought, you know, embrace the evening. And I said, you know, you are one of
Embrace the
best
suck.
quarterbacks.
Ooh.
Only behind.
That's a lot of velocity on that throw.
No one has
Probably
more
should've been
quarter
big.
comebacks.
Yeah, I started to worry.
How about the first quarter is the fourth quarter, and then then you play 3 overtimes.
Raiders versus
How about
Chargers
that
might
for
be
a
game of the
plan for
year
a game?
based on how those
Right?
two teams have
Just
played.
Keep it going.
Right.
I
Just
streamed
go
their
out there,
first
have
game this year, and the
fun,
Chargers
and
beat
just
the
take
Raiders
your
by like
shots, and that's
14, and it wasn't that good. But I think this will be different.
Are you saying throw the ball? I thought you were. a
Remember,
running
they
guy.
played
I
earlier
thought
this
you
year, and they had a
just
weather
run, run,
delay
run,
indoors.
run.
And- no,
Because lightning
go
strikes
early,
sideways,
run
as you
late.
know.
You gotta score points first, then you run the ball. So I love the way you think.
Coach, I know you had the misfortune
False
of coaching
start.
Peyton in the 2004 Pro Bowl, and I just want to know, was he coachable? Like, did he listen? Did he call the plays you called? Or
Yeah,
did he
Eli,
kind of-
that Pro Bowl that you like never really made. Actually, I think Eli might have made one
Audible,
Pro Bowl.
I mean, if I gave a play into Peyton, it didn't make any difference. I watched him for years. He called his own plays through the course of the regular season. Why would he change in the Pro Bowl?
My favorite Pro Bowl moment is Ed Hockley throwing a
I
flag,
mean, I
and then he
understand
comes out
that.
to announce the penalty, and he goes,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
oh, yeah.
there are penalties
Here's
in the
one,
Pro
how about
Bowl.
this one?
Holding.
Hey, my headset's out. My headset's
hear.
out. I've heard that one before. Yeah, right.
Aaron Rodgers do that to Mike McCarthy. My headset's out. My headset's out. Rodgers admitted that he used to do that to McCarthy.
That headset.
But it was Mike McCarthy. Can you blame him? Yeah. My headset's out.
All right, 39 right here. No doubt about
Here
it.
comes the interception.
Cleveland showing blitz. Let's see if they drop out here, Reed.
Looks like it.
Eli says they drop out. They do. Good call, Eli. Oh, look. Ben throws it short, and it's a tackle for a loss. 4th down. Boy, the Steelers are really exciting to watch, aren't they?
That's the old classic,
See,
2 linebackers in the middle, right? Show, and no go. Back out, right? Zone coverage.
There was Frymouth.
Hey there, buddy.
There on from the backside.
How you doing, Mr. Ozzie?
He didn't have the time. Watch Frymouth there after he chips. Look at that. If he chips, there's no
Mr. Ozzie. What are you doing there, fella?
The sidelines, coach. Get over there and give Ben some tips.
Let it go.
Hey, classic game, Steeler game. Hey.
Classic,
nothing's
huh?
wrong with
Yeah.
punt.
Put me to sleep, right, Ozzy?
That's what they do. So that last.
And then they
last
reward you
4
if you're still awake in the 4th quarter. They reward you. It's like, oh, you stuck with us.
Time to drop 40.
Oz, what do you want? What? What do you want me to do? Good boy, Mr. Ozzy. What? It is so hot in here. I'm going to open a window for a little bit, and this will make the cat happy because he wants to go out.
Gone.
Told you. That's why he was bugging me. I found that when cats show affection, they're just kissing your ass. They want something. So whenever he comes up, I'm like, okay, what do you want? Is it food? Do you want to open the door, the window? I want a cat like my friend Sarah's cat. He is like the most clingy cat I've ever seen in my life. He actively like hugs her. Like he'll just be sitting on her. He'll just be like. I've never seen a cat just hug somebody. It's not enough to lay on him. He's got to hug him. Oh, that cool air. I need that because it's fucking hot in here. This room gets so hot. Obviously, we're going to stream Raiders Chargers. I'm wondering what game I could stream Sunday other than that. Maybe the Rams and the 49ers.
All right, welcome
Colts,
back.
Jags.
Coach, you were known for a lot of your fiery
Falcons,
interactions on the
Saints.
sidelines. My favorite, though,
Suffer
was
through
in
that.
1995. You guys got called for 12 men on the field. You take the printout of the play and you stuff it in the referee's pocket, proving y'all had 11 men on the field. That is the exact type of research-based tantrum that I support. Are you proud of this moment?
I am not proud of that moment, only because my
Oh,
daughter
bring it
afterwards
Aaron in
says,
at the good
Daddy,
time.
I'm so
Yeah.
happy you did
We'll
that to
be
the
into the
ref.
show
I
after.
said, you know what, Lauren? No, you don't do that to people on national TV. But it did feel good at the moment.
I hope we have some awkward flags when Roger Goodell's in there.
I love the clip of Coward stuff in the thing in the guy's shirt.
That's poor Gordon McCarthy. It was so bad, Eli. It was so bad. I had it right there in front of me. I said, I know you can't look down, but at some point you just trust me. There's only 11. Just do the right thing.
Gone.
Chubb!
There we go.
Chubb!
That's what Cleveland wanted.
That's what they're gonna have.
Trying to make up some points for me. That's all I can hope for now is just to make up points and go into next week, not too far behind.
Right? This is what they want to do. This is what they
Easy
can do.
90 yards.
I mean, even last week against Green Bay, I kept saying after 2 interceptions, you can kind of tell it's not going to be your day in the passing game. You know, stop calling the passes and just give it to this guy.
Yeah, I wondered earlier, okay, the Browns just threw the ball 3 times in a row. What the fuck are they doing?
You got to keep running the ball, right, Coach?
Yes.
Come back to it. Oh, that's not Chubb, though. That's Dearness Johnson.
Baker's strength as well. He's a play action guy. I don't think he's a drop back.
Baker has strengths.
Right? And he's a guy that's good on the move. Give him the one read.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I'd stream Pat's Dolphins, but that game will probably be boring as hell.
Defense not knowing what it's going to be. It's going to be play action. You know,
I called it yesterday. I told you there'd be one shitty game on Saturday and one good game. And the shitty game is the Chiefs and the Broncos, and the good game is the Cowboys and Eagles. That's exactly what I said they'd do.
Cowboys are
That's
gonna
the
win.
one thing.
Yeah.
you see under center, you know,
There's literally nothing on the line in that game either.
That's a downhill running game too. And that's a Nick Chubb.
It's a reverse to Jarvis Landry. Gain of 7, 3rd and 1 now for the Browns.
And that's the thing that sometimes I think Pittsburgh's limited, because I think Ben would rather be in the gun, because it limits your running game.
yeah. Coach, everybody calls the Steelers Blitzburg back in the day. They're not blitzing as much this year. It's really not quite as true. What are you seeing from their defense that's different from years past?
You know,
I've never seen the Steelers be so bad against the run before.
Playing from behind the entire time, so you're kind of back on your heels. And in the run defense, again, is just something that
False start on Austin Hooper.
Baker Mayfield
I'm
beating
throwing
the
this
throne.
game down.
Dylan's fucking the game up.
Get done, you know, so
Double
I
agent
don't
for the
think
Pittsburgh
receivers-
Steelers.
I think they can match up with these receivers. They're not going to separate from you. So put more in the line and stack the box.
Talk about the
Put the focus on Baker. Take it away
I
from
took a
him.
nap for about an hour and a half before this game. Thank God I did. It's helping.
Shout out to the Steeler fans right there. 3rd and 2 going to 3rd and 7. That's
I had my
Steelers
calzone from
Cowboys
Louis, and I
winning
said,
right
now's a
there.
good time to take a nap. Because I got Steeler football coming up.
These are the big guys.
3rd and 2. You can do whatever you want. You can run it. You can play action. You can naked. 3rd and 7. You're throwing it. This is where. This
Third
is
down.
One. They want Baker in 3rd and 7. Get T.J. Watt going.
Incomplete. The Browns will punt. Unless they want to try that really long field goal. Hell, go for it. Fuck it.
3rd and 2.
They can't move the ball on. The Browns' defense is really good. I'd consider going for this.
I probably wouldn't let him back in the huddle for at least
Do you want
3 more
Baker
series.
throwing
I'll start him on
I think if
3rd
you
and
went
2.
for it, you'd have ran it.
The fuck? They ain't got nothing to play for.
Should
Them.
have ran it right
False
there.
starts,
Got a
didn't you-
short
didn't you,
4th down.
Coach?
The Browns are eliminated. They got nothing to play for.
Pre-snap penalties.
The Browns are by, and they're going to go for it.
None whatsoever. Post-snap penalties. Sometimes.
I don't mind this.
4th and 7.
They're eliminated from this field position. You don't think the Steelers are going to be able to move the ball much anyhow.
Always win. That area of the field.
So I'm good with this. And it's batted down at the line, incomplete, and Baker takes a shot from T.J. Watt.
Penalty.
Turnover on downs.
They had him too. He had,
The Steelers take
he had
over.
Shallow route. They ran a pick route. He had him open.
So Eli's already called. He said Baker missed it. Oh, he did. Oh, no, well, it got batted down. It got batted down.
That's his second.
That's a great
second
play by
bad
Hayward.
pass.
Still a long way from having as many batted passes as that Dallas Arizona game.
Are we gonna get a first quarter score?
I'm glad Rams Niners was not a Saturday game because I didn't want to miss it when I'm going to Charlotte. I was very relieved. Oh, Broncos Chiefs? Yeah, I ain't watching that shit anyway. It's fucking Broncos. The Broncos are so bad. I don't know who was the worst 7-win team this year, the Broncos or the Falcons, because they're both pretty fucking bad, but somehow they won 7 games.
I mean, you're kind of watching one that was.
Yeah, Steelers. Yeah. People are going to try to talk shit about Matt Ryan. They fucking got rid of Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley quit, and the Falcons have no O-line and no running game. So this year went about as I expected. I said they'd win between 7 and 8 games, maybe.
I predicted 3, so my prediction was bad.
I think I made a joke about Kyler Murray yesterday on a similar play. I was like, see, this is where the benefit of having a quarterback that can actually see over your offensive lineman would come into play. That's what happened to Baker just now because he's short too. And I like that because he's short and white, there's people in the media that go, oh, he's the next Drew Brees. He's going to do like Brees when he left the Chargers and go somewhere else and be a legend. No, he ain't. He's going to go somewhere else and be average. He'll be remembered in the annals of NFL history right there with Chad Pennington and Tommy Maddox and who's another quarterback? Drew Bledsoe. No, the Bledsoe's like the high end of like, hey, he was actually good. Case Keenum. Yeah.
Jake Delhomme.
Nah, he was bad. After that playoff game against Arizona, nobody will ever change my mind about Jake Delhomme. He's fucking horrible. And Steve Smith said he'd still rather play with Jake Delhomme than Cam Newton. Steve Smith, not a Cam Newton fan. Oh, this is the best. Oh,
right, welcome back. We got 0-0, and this
best fucking play of Ben's career, right there. When Jerome Bettis fumbled and Ben chased down the guy.
Playoff game back in 05. What was going through your mind?
No. Hell, he really couldn't then. As soon as the fumble happened, he started running backwards to get downfield and wait to see which direction he was going to go.
What was going through your head right there?
Eli was the most bizarre game I've ever.
And now they got to show that in front of Peyton. Because the Colts get in position to kick a field goal to send the game to overtime, and Vanderjagt, the kicker, misses it, and the Steelers win. Boy, you talk about having a charmed playoff run. They get swept by the Bengals in the regular season, the Steelers do. Then they got to play the Bengals in the playoffs. Second play, Carson Palmer breaks his leg. So the Steelers get an easy win there. Then Vanderjagt misses the field goal. Steelers win that one. And then they get to play Jake Plummer and the Broncos in the championship game. Jake Plummer, he was actually good.
2 balls into the end zone, which I'm thinking, oh my God. Oh, no, we can't do it.
Deontay Johnson, first down. Ain't it fun to reminisce?
I go to ice him. I go, I'm going to ice him. He looks at me like what? I'm going like, well.
Doug Flutie was so short, he threw the passes between the legs of the defenders.
This is the kick, and all of a sudden, Jerome was so relieved. Thank you, Ben. That could have been his last.
False start.
Offsides.
No flag.
Play right here. Free play by Ben right there.
Yeah.
Everybody goes deep on
Ben throwing it up in double coverage. I thought it was more of a false start because I didn't see anybody jump in, but they didn't flag anybody. So, although if Ben had thrown a pick there, he'd be really pissed. What the fuck? I thought that the reason he threw it up, he thought he had a free play.
Hope for pass interference. Hope for a big completion. No harm, no foul.
Coach,
I
looks
guess.
like they're listening to you. They're going kind of 2-minute right now. They're going no huddle. They're playing fast. Put Ben in the shotgun. And let them treat it like it's the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett is not.
Ben, just pretend it's the fourth quarter.
Keep him out there. Don't give a chance to rest. Just go no huddle.
A draw to Najee Harris.
Nah, a little
3rd and 2.
Third and 2. Yeah, that's Jerome Bettis looking like right there.
Why do they have to bring up all of Peyton Manning's postseason bad luck and failures on this show?
Yeah, we talked about that season. Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, Joe Buck do it a few weeks ago.
Highlights I've seen this year recapping that nightmare of a loss. But Coach, that did.
See, I told you.
Super Bowl 40. There's this great clip at the end of the game.
Why don't we talk about some of Eli's failures? There's plenty of those.
Runs outside.
in the playoffs that people don't talk about because they just talk about the 2 times he was good in the playoffs.
But it had to have been one of the most exciting.
Run it with Najee on 3rd and 2. They got the first. Hey, they got the first.
Be real. Let's take a listen here, right here.
Wow, they're going to mark him a little short. You go for this. This ain't a touchdown. The play they're showing right now is not a touchdown. Okay, it's not that play. That was the play to run the clock out. I thought they were going to show when Ben got tackled a whole yard short, and they said touchdown. So they ruled Najee short. Yeah, you go for this.
I hit
Yeah,
everything.
Ben.
Hear what I
That's an
said.
easy snake.
Ben kept it.
But they never let
That
him
was not
sneak.
by design.
The Steelers never run sneaks with Ben, but they should here.
Let's see what he does. Hey, maybe he keeps it here. They need a first
He
down
might
here.
keep it.
back.
He might keep it right here.
Just enough for the first.
Looks like he didn't get that snap real clean right there, Peyton. I don't think that snap came real clean. He's not getting it with that new center.
I tell you, it didn't happen a lot. But anytime Jeff Saturday, our starting center, didn't play, and we had a new center in there, I actually
Jeff
preferred
Saturday
the
from the
shotgun
University of North
as
Carolina.
opposed to under center, because the shotgun, at least you can get on the ball, but under center, I mean, there's no way if the ball misses your hand or he snaps it a little bit off, there's no way you're going to recover that fumble with 330-pound D lineman falling on your face and pushing your face further into
Look
the
at Eli.
grass. You cannot recover a fumble with all that grass in your face. So I like Ben in the shotgun with this young center.
Screen doesn't get any help whatsoever.
A screen with one blocker.
Yeah.
I had a long neck. You think I'd have an advantage to kind of just sort of reach
Charlie
across, but,
Ward. I honestly don't remember Charlie Ward.
Neck problems because I did too many quarterback sneaks early. Yeah. Well, I couldn't jump either, Coach, so that was out of the question, too.
Coach, I talked to Ben this week, and I told him you were coming on the show, and he had nothing but unbelievable things to say about you and what a great coach you were in person.
Lobbing it up.
He always talked about you just saying,
Incomplete.
run
He
the
was
ball.
going for James
I don't care if
Washington.
There's 11 guys at the line of scrimmage.
Damn, y'all never throw it
Run
deep in the first
the
half.
ball. No checks.
And here we
I
are.
don't
Run the
care.
lows
Run
now.
the trap, run the draw.
Now you gotta play
Just keep
football.
running it.
I did give him checks. You can run either left or right. Depends on what you see. So he had
If he
options.
throws it deep 20 times, he's going to get it once or twice.
Yeah.
So he did
Or
have
draw a
options.
penalty,
Yeah.
which I think is his real reason for throwing it up.
All right. I think
You
Cleveland
got
might
everybody
come here.
up here.
I think they're coming. I think they're coming here.
Think so?
He's in 2-down territory, so he's in 2-down territory. I wouldn't worry.
You check it down and then go for it on 4th. Like that.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
And now you go for it. It's 4th and about 4 at the Browns 35. You go for this.
That's a
They
hot
might
read,
beat.
right?
Yeah.
They're bringing more than you can block.
You know, I'm liking this. Both teams are like, fuck
It's
it.
a size adjustment. They're adjusting a deeper intermediate
Gotta
route
make
to a
people
short
watch
slant.
somehow.
Ben throws that slant. Ben gets that ball out quick, gets it to that receiver quickly where he has a chance to get up the field. That's
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
how they beat Cleveland the first time on a quick slant. All right, Coach, 4th and 5. What do you like here?
I think he's got a lot of options right here.
I don't know. You're the Steelers. Really don't have many options. Everybody knows what you're about to do. He's going to throw it short and hope that they can make the guys miss on the edge.
It looks like it's pretty much going to be man. Rather than try to-
Oh! He threw it right to the linebacker who dropped it.
That's
Yeah,
a
it
good
was another
call.
Turnover on downs.
Tight end.
I
Yeah.
don't think he saw him. Pretty good disguise there by
He's
Cleveland.
reading
Floated
man.
it.
Very nice, very good disguise. You know what, Peyton? You were the worst because I used to have the only time I ever used the clock on defense was against you, because I said to myself, you can't show anything before there was 8 seconds left on the clock because you wouldn't have time to change the play. So I used to do practices with the shot clock for our defense. And I try to see if we can disguise.
That was the
things.
first
It
should have been
about 8
interception
seconds.
tonight.
10 was too much time. You could change a play with 10.
Well,
That's hard.
worked
Peyton.
for you all a lot.
No sacks.
Thanks a lot.
Drop a defensive
Yeah.
tackle.
Especially with both of them. The Browns and Steelers get after it.
Tackle into the zone. You don't always see that. Usually a defensive end might drop.
Chubb for about 5.
That was a good
That
disguise.
was a great design by Joe Woods. Really good,
I'm
very
talk
good.
about Brady.
Hey, Coach, we're probably getting ready to go to the quarter. Just talk about your relationship with Dan Reeves. What a special guy he was. I know we lost a great one just the other day.
We really did, Peyton. You know,
Lost Dan Reeves, John Madden, and Betty Watt.
Schottenheimer, I told him
And
Marty,
Antonio Brown's NFL career.
And I would go to the league meetings, and Marty said,
Which, let's be real, Brown's career should have been over
So I went down.
a long time
I remember
ago.
us it was me, Marty, Dan Reeves, and Don Shula. We're all in this car, and I'm thinking, man,
Oh!
on the wall.
TJ Watt.
Marty's going, you know,
Now they have to
you know,
call
Bill
another
Cowher,
play.
Yeah.
you took this pay for 10 wins a game. You're going to pass Don Shula.
that was
You're
bad.
only 37 years old. I'm thinking, okay, that sounds good. I just, you know, am I going to live that long? I mean, I don't even, you know. So it was like, but it was
just
such,
like
I
Dan Reeves,
revere these guys. And it was like me and Dan Reeves against Marty and Don Shula on the golf course. Dan was
I
a
like
great
Peyton's
competitor.
play school hair.
Great respect for Coach Landry. That's why he wore what he wore. The man, him and Marty, to me, both belong in the Hall of Fame.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well said.
From this area of the field, you'd punt, but
They're down.
6.
Oh,
TJ Watt
oh,
takes Baker down,
boy.
ends the quarter. There's a flag.
There he is. What a year he's had.
There he is.
I tell you, Cleveland wants
I think
Watt
the
to be
offense is
dropping
moving
into
forward.
coverage, not rushing the passer. Then, yeah, I think it's going to be on Cleveland.
I'm surprised they're not chipping him, right? I mean, they don't have many other
You guys
guys
see-
to get a great pass rush. You think they'd have?
You guys see Odell Beckham throw a punch yesterday and not get ejected from the game?
That extra
Yeah.
second, especially on 3rd and long.
Hey, Coach.
Oh boy, it's 0-0 at the end of the first. Aren't you excited?
We had a sack just in time for the excitement.
Oh man. Oh what? Oh, I was gonna say what, but then I realized it's Michael. He sent me money. Thank you, Michael.
Oh, nice.
I thought somebody texted me. I was like, what? There ain't good time for all this. I'm watching a meaningless football game. And it's hot in here again. I closed the window for about a minute, and it's hot again.
It's then that in between.
Because I was starting to get really cold, and then now it's hot again. I watched a really good video. I think the channel's called NASCAR Man History, where he and Brock Beard did about a 30-minute documentary about the history of NASCAR point systems and how they've changed over the years. And it was hilarious to find in the 80s that drivers and fans were bitching about the point system back then. It's not just a modern thing. They were bitching about it back then. Because they were all butthurt that, like, I think Bill Elliott only won 3 races, and I think Darrell Waltrip won 11. But Bill won the championship and didn't run very good the last race of the year because he knew he already had it won as long as he just finished the race. And people were bitching about that. And Darrell Waltrip was like, I think the championship should go to the guy who's got the most wins and the most money. It used to be whoever made the most money. Can you believe that? Like, way back in the day, it was like the driver who makes most money is champion. Like, wow.
That's weird.
Yeah. That was way back. And the cringiest part of the video, well, the funniest part before the cringiest part was they were talking about in the early 2000s before they changed to the chase. He said, and then something started happening, the dreaded good points day, and it was a compilation of different drivers after different races in 2000 from 2000 to 2003 going, yeah, I just had a good points day. Well, we had a good points day. It ended up being a good points day for us. They finished like 10th or something. They're happy. The dreaded good points day. Well, we had a good points day.
Mayfield
So,
already in this game. I mean, it's got to be so annoying.
December
You wanna get your
2013,
quarterback
Robert
back going a
Quinn
little
set
bit.
the
He had a rough
Rams
game.
single-season
You're getting
record
some easy
sack by
completions,
sacking
some
Mike
slants,
Glennon.
some hitch routes.
And then on
you got
Sunday,
defensive tackles and
Robert
Hey,
defensive
DFS.
ends
set the
tipping the
Bears
ball,
single
and you
season
get
sack
incompletions.
record
It's
by
got to just be
sacking
frustrating
Mike Glennon.
for the Cleveland Browns right now.
Yeah, it really is.
What a
You know,
legend.
most, Eli, yeah. I hate
And I'm talking
batted
about
balls.
Mike
I mean,
Glennon,
batted
not
balls
Robert
are
Quinn.
always.
Mike Glennon, who came from the same giraffe human hybrid science experiment that Davis Mills also comes from, because they both have the really long necks.
You're not doing your job. Rush the passer better. Get closer to me, and I can throw it past you. I do think it's good reason to move the pocket, like Coach Cowher said. Get Baker outside
Do something.
the hashes.
Somebody
blitz
do
numbers.
something in this game.
No batted balls when you're throwing
Poking
on
the
the run,
stones
right?
like
Eli?
a
All those
stick
batted
ball.
balls are going within the pocket. So
Run.
let's see if Pittsburgh can answer right here.
7
And,
Game
Eli,
of
we're
7.
honored to have
Drive.
Commissioner
Yeah.
Bell
They
join
might
us.
squeeze one more first down here.
Commissioner-
Oh boy, the commissioner's here. Everybody behave yourselves.
I understand that a warm welcome isn't always what you get. In fact, the three of us share something in common. We've all been booed relentlessly. Would you be more comfortable tonight if we just booed you tonight just to kind of get you in the mood? What do you think?
Ben on the run. That's a damn wow, nice throw. Ben on the move, throwing across the field.
That's
We brought our own
and you
boos
know
with
that's
us.
part of the fan
God, whoever's mixing their fucking sound needs to be shot. Those boos were really loud.
We all love it. You don't even have to pipe them in. I'm used to it.
I know.
A few years ago, you hosted the draft from that very room that you're in right
So
now.
yeah, there you go.
Did
They're not going to get another
enjoy
yard.
that experience in your basement, or honestly, did you miss all the hugs? I know you're a big hug guy.
I am a bit Eli. And the thing, I got actually a text this afternoon from one of your former teammates, Justin Tuck, who said, "Don't let them take credit for what you started with the virtual draft." So he says, "I think I should get a royalty out of."
What's up, Richard? Oh my God, the Steelers might get one more. Oh no, there's a flag.
There's nothing.
gonna be a hold.
There's nothing like being at the draft with those guys. As you know, that's a special moment when you're selected.
Roger's like, oh boy,
And
new
for
brand new players
you
I
to
can
be able to share
find.
in that moment when they're actually figuring
Oh,
out
it's
what
offsides
team
on
they're
Cleveland.
after
Wow.
all those years of hard work and what they're trying to accomplish in life, and on the the football field. To me, it's a great moment. So
They're
I was
showing
thrilled
26
to be back in
Hold
Cleveland
on.
this year. Looking forward to Vegas this year.
We interrupt this program.
Fun to drive. Because it's so hooked up.
Wow.
You guys want to watch Sonoma 2016? Okay, when it gets to the end of the race,
Being on that podium after the Super Bowl.
can somebody keep an eye on FS1 and tell me when there's like 10 laps to go in the Sonoma race they're showing right now? Maybe at halftime we'll flip over. At halftime we're going to watch Sonoma from 2016. They check it down to Najee Harris. First down.
Looking at this picture of you and I on stage,
Wow, I can't believe they're showing
Miami,
Tony Stewart's last win on
it's clear to me that a
FS1.
1,000 meetings with Jerry Jones can really aid someone. Do you feel the same way?
Hey, I've taken a lot of hits in life, and those are 1,000 of them. But yeah, it definitely looks like I've aged. Seeing you and Tony Dungy up there brings back a lot of great memories. I mean, to have that be my first Super Bowl as commissioner, to hand the trophy off to.
Yeah, DFS, let me know when there's like 10 laps to go or whatever.
Tony Dungy is the first black head coach.
Ooh.
That was a show of a lifetime. So thank you for that special memory, Peyton.
Special for me as well.
You happened not to mention the fact that the Colts won, but that was Peyton Manning's first Super Bowl.
Got hit
Yes, it
hard,
was.
that's
Yes, it
all.
was.
Speaking of coaches, Commissioner, we lost the great Coach
Got the
Madden
commissioner on, gotta make sure
last
we start
week,
getting
and I know the
replays.
two of you
Yeah.
were very close, and a few training camps you would go on his tour.
I want somebody to get flagged for unnecessary roughness on a play that's clearly not and have the commissioner defend it.
Touring America
Yeah.
on his bus with Coach Madden.
Hey, Eli, I think you both know Coach. Nobody.
Deontay Johnson dropped it, 3rd and 10.
Nobody loved to talk.
Run a little
football
draw
with
here
Coach
and go for it
Madden.
on 4th down.
In some ways, it was.
Although they're
exhausting.
if they get a few yards on the draw on
He
3rd
never
down, they
stopped
can kick a
talking
field
about
goal.
football. From the moment he woke up until the morning we went to bed, it was nonstop football. We'd bring guys on the bus. We'd have coaches on the bus.
How's the game been so far? It's the Steelers and the Browns. Cameron, take a guess. It's been fucking boring.
Fans, he just loved to talk football with anybody. And,
This is
I
horrible
always
to
say,
watch.
You go to a rest stop with Coach Madden. You're in
The
for
Steelers
a
have to
life.
beat the Browns, beat the Ravens, and have the Jaguars beat the Colts on Sunday to make the
He went up
playoffs.
to the front table, and they ran out.
And Claypool's tackled.
Could not
It's
get over that.
4th
Children
down.
doesn't have
Flag
children.
is out
He ran
there.
another 500 miles.
Hit him while he was down.
And another flag. Now there might be offsetting penalties.
How does that happen? Yeah.
Somebody lost a shoe.
I don't know.
On and on.
I
this
think
time
he got
came
the
to do a
telestrator
game.
out.
It-
Yeah.
Wait, there's not a flag. It was just a yellow
Of course he did.
shoe.
I mean,
I thought it was a
the
flag.
first time he came to broadcast a coach.
Chase Claypool lost a shoe.
Production
Okay, now
meeting, usually it's a couple of questions. He's got me on the board.
unsportsmanlike conduct on the Browns. First down, Steelers.
What you're doing when you're
Oh,
throwing it to
Miles
Mark
Garrett
Harris. I'm like, why
took
am
his
I
shoe off
telling
and threw it.
John Madden, like my reads? That's between
No,
me
it was
and my
Clowney.
notes, but John Madden could bring
Yeah.
that out of
Clowney took off Chase Claypool's shoe and threw it.
Best, moments of my life just talking football.
Because he's an idiot, I guess.
No doubt about it. He's a
Yeah, but
football
both of you,
icon, and,
Fourth down negated.
nobody loves football.
Yeah, DFS. They made Deshaun Jackson get rid of his John Madden cleats Sunday.
He really changed the way we all watch football. Not just as a broadcaster, but because of the way he understood the game.
Peyton really hasn't aged that much.
That's right.
Peyton pretty much looks the same.
Hey, in the red zone.
I think Peyton stopped aging after 2006.
Pittsburgh here for John Madden. Probably not his favorite
So the
moment.
Browns give the Steelers a free first down. That's about the only way they've been able to get any.
I promise you that came up a few times on the bus ride.
Oh, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. All right.
And
Steelers
Najee Harris
in
is
the red
having a
zone.
good game.
Finally, Commissioner Goodell. Finally, Commissioner Goodell gets on to get some points maybe going in this game. There we go. There's Bradshaw. There's Finchy Fuqua. There's Jack Tatum.
That happened Sunday night in the Vikings game.
The great Franco
But it didn't help the Vikings win.
The rest is history. Yeah. I don't think John Madden ever got over that one. All right. Let's get some
I don't know why the
points here.
NFL has weird
Second
rules about
quarter.
cleats. I don't know why.
Time to throw a touchdown. Or
First and goal, Steelers at the 5.
First and goal at the 5.
Even their scoring drives are boring.
You're on fire with your
The
predictions.
fuck are they doing with Eli's mic?
It's always nice to have somebody.
You guys hearing
point
that?
out when I'm wrong, Commissioner, so I can count on my little brother for that.
Yes, you can. But this is Steelers
better at
Browns, man.
predicting
You
it.
can
Oh,
bet right.
no first half touchdowns in the last 5 games.
Ooh, the Steelers haven't had a first half touchdown in 5 weeks, but they're on first and
When it
goal
comes to the
now.
AFC North, just bet on a run.
touchdowns last 5 games. That's exactly right.
Pick time.
Maybe take a fade, take a shot up toppy. Yeah, I think first down.
Oh, touchdown!
Right. Again, that's kind of the old school.
Deontay
There you
Johnson.
go, Pate. That was a run play. He just got a one-step slant. If there's no will defender in the lane, you just kind of fake. You can bring
Tell
that
him,
will
Eli.
in a little bit. You just hit a little one-step strike.
The Steelers have a first half touchdown for the first time in over 5 weeks.
Yeah, and good job by Ben seeing it. Yeah, just that fact that he turned his back just a minute.
Jadeveon Clowney made this possible because he threw a shoe.
Ben throws that quick slant strike as good
Might
as
as well.
anybody all time. It's quick, it gets out in a hurry. Because if you're late at all, right, that receiver's getting in there too close to the inside linebackers, brings the safety into play. It's got to get
7-0
out of there.
Steelers.
Commissioner, stay with us. I will address you as commissioner in this next segment. I promise you.
13-3 will be the final. You watch.
No, Pittsburgh's about to go on a long run. It's going to be 21-0 at halftime.
How come when I lay down it's not hot, but when I'm sitting up right there it's hot as shit?
The world may never know.
Yeah, Trey Lance played well yesterday, but let's not get too excited. It was against Houston. It's kind of like that time Geno Smith fucking shredded the Falcons. The Jets have their man. Geno Smith is a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
It was against the Falcons, and he played like shit literally the rest of his entire career. So, I remember saying that night, I'm like, calm down, it's the fucking Falcons who had like the worst defense, shocker, that season. And Geno Smith just tore him up. Looked like fucking Marino out there. God, it's fucking hot in here. Are you hot or is it just me?
It's a little warm.
Fuck, I'm opening the window again. I don't care. I don't care that it's 20 degrees outside. It is hot. And I will not suffer in here.
You know, we could go to the Atlanta-New Orleans game. Is it in Atlanta?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure tickets ain't $30.
I'm sure tickets are like, they'll be like 20 if you show up and get them at the gate.
I was saying about that earlier. I was like, I kind of wouldn't mind going to that game on Sunday. Then it takes away from the other football.
If I'm the Packers, I don't let Aaron Rodgers play Sunday. I'm not going to fucking hurt his toe when he works playing the Lions with nothing to play for. So might as well let Jordan Love get some time.
We have Commissioner Goodell still on with us, and Eli, he comes on and finally get a touchdown and get some points. Bill Cowher, 0-0, just the way he wants it, right? Defensive battle. So you and I like points. So thank you, Commissioner, for giving us a touchdown. Good to have Ben Roethlisberger get a touchdown pass and possibly his last home game there. Not definitely.
You realize how much money the commissioner makes in 1 year? $130 million
Commissioner, we were talking about
to mostly do that.
youth football. Certainly, Eli and I played a lot of youth football as kids with our brother Cooper. You also played youth football in the backyard with your brother.
Cooper Manning got his name mentioned tonight.
Family seems to be that your family believed there was a dress code.
I'm not letting Rodgers play at all.
The question is, was that dress code
Packers need to worry about getting healthy. At this point in his career, he doesn't need to play to go into the playoffs and play well.
Cooper, Eli, and I ever wearing long pants and like shirts and ties in backyard football. So I want to hear about those games back in the day.
Yeah, I'm one of 5 boys, Peyton. We dressed up for everything, and we were on our way to church. Probably we played football beforehand. There's a good shot of it, but you let me see the.
Like I said, Michael, it don't matter how many weeks off Rodgers has. He'll be fine. At this point in his career, it's not necessary to keep playing.
You play youth football. But
it never hurt Peyton Manning. They got to the Colts got to the Super Bowl in 2009, and Peyton basically played nothing for the last 2 weeks. He started, and then they pulled him after like a quarter. I wouldn't let Rodgers play at all.
I just threw the T-shirts there, you go, and that was it.
Baker pick 6.
I like it.
Looks like Cleveland is going back to run the ball, Pate. 3 tight ends. So you should see some play action a bit. They haven't done any play action yet. That'll stop some of those tip balls. Oh, here you are. Roger in high school.
Where did we find this picture? I love this one.
I don't know, but wouldn't you guys like to throw to that guy, huh?
The old, what do you call it? Covered.
And Baker had another ball batted down because he's 2 feet tall.
That was the old bullhorn. Don't you remember that bullhorn?
Yes.
That's what they call it. Yeah, hey, if you had worn that bullhorn, you would have been a lot safer. Yeah, I was tight end.
I'd have told Rodgers, go get your fucking surgery today. So we got the 1 seed yesterday. You go get surgery tomorrow, and then you're off until the first playoff game.
On offense, and I played safety on D.
That's what he should have done.
Were you ever fined any illegal hits? All legal?
I played the game by the rules, Eli. You know that.
Good answer.
3rd and 9. Baker on the run again. It's incomplete. 4th down.
Commissioner, you've been a commissioner for 15 years now.
15 years. It's felt like 15 minutes. Underwater. Underwater.
There'll be that 17th game. With all divisional games. As part of thinking, adding that extra game is that all of Peyton's records will be broken that much sooner.
Tom's got a shot at a couple of Peyton's records next week against the Panthers. So, Dylan, can I have Tom Brady?
I really believe that what's made the league successful over the years is continuing to move.
If a Cup team wrecks all the cars they get, they got to get more.
And, I've told you guys before, I'm not a big fan of preseason, and to move a preseason game into a regular season game and give us a chance to bring the fans.
Well, that's one thing we agree on. The preseason fucking blows. But it's almost necessary. But I'm glad we at least cut it down to 3 games in a preseason.
I think we should go 2 games.
Boy, that Popeye's chicken commercial looks delicious right now. Ozzy, I'm hungry, but I shouldn't be. Oh, man. Fuck AEW. I want to watch the Broncos on Saturday.
That sounds like a good idea.
Ozzy, will you stop being a crackhead? I like this commercial. See, bitches like NFL too. I think that was the slogan. You missed it. It said bitches like NFL too. Come here, buddy. Come here. Don't you try to kick me. Uh-oh. You pissed me off with that little kicking shit you do. Alright, get out of here. Get out of here, crackhead. See, now it's freezing cold in here. It's either going to be too damn hot or it's too damn cold. No in between. So, Michael, you were pissed when Rodgers got drafted. You know what? What am I doing? When it's on commercial, I should just switch to the Sonoma race. Cameron, if you're still here, they're showing Tony's last win on Fox Sports 1.
Who's that second?
That's Harvick and Jimmy Johnson.
I know who had a good run this day. Junior had a really good car, and he gets fucked by Carl Edwards late in the race. The best cars in this race were Hamlin, Larson, Junior, and Carl Edwards. Truex is really good in this race, too. I miss Darrell Waltrip. I never thought I'd say that. Damn, Tony! He ends up winning this race. He always hit the wall.
Tony couldn't do it. It cost Tony 4 positions.
Don't worry, he'll get them back. I bet you he gets them back. Back to the Steelers.
You know, Eli, I remember
with a 7-0 lead on the Browns.
And you played the Patriots at the end of the season. You know, you guys came out and played, and you had nothing to play for, but I think that actually vaulted you onto the Super Bowl. And on the other side, Peyton, you guys, the Colts, you were famous because you were out so far in front. You would sit for the last couple of weeks, and you'd rest.
Peyton didn't want to sit for the last couple of weeks. That wasn't his call.
Compete, and I actually think momentum has a lot to do with it. So when I look at where we are,
if I'm watching this, I'm still going, yeah, Rodgers ain't playing Sunday if I'm at Green Bay. Oh, Ben got stripped. He recovers it.
So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Ben recovers his fumble.
No, I agree. I mean, it makes it so much more exciting, and it's actually easier for the players. Hey, let's go. Let's just play them all. Let's keep it going. Obviously, you know, when you're sitting out, do you lose your rhythm? Do you avoid injuries? But you also kind of lose your flow. So it's just much cleaner when you get to keep playing. Eli, you told me that John Madden called Coach Coughlin after that game and said that was one of the best things that he had seen.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was the last game of the season. We had already clinched the spot in the playoffs. The Patriots had obviously already clinched. They were just going for the undefeated season. But after, you know, Coach Coughlin came in, said,
and that's the year they started recording sacks as an official stat.
He said that early in the week, and we all played.
And Najee on a little screen. It's 4th and about 4. You think he rolled over? Well, it's too late. They blowed it dead, so they can't review it.
Coach Madden telling them, you know, that was awesome. But
the Coliseum race, Michael, is the week before the Super Bowl. So it's like you've got the championship games, and during the bye week, there's a race on. That's when the clash is. And it's on a Sunday night, I think.
That's the part. You do the right things. You go, you play the games, you play to win. And, you know, so that was one of my greatest, you know, moments kind of with Coach Madden is just, you know, knowing that voice message. And that, you know, we went out there. And
Damn, you're right. He didn't go down.
And that made me happy just because he was such an icon.
Got a punt, though. Good. Go to commercial. I want to flip back and watch more of that race.
When you did play the Patriots in the Super Bowl, didn't it? I mean, to know that you played them as hard as you did on the Week 16.
No doubt. We played them. You know, they were. You know, we were 12-point underdogs or whatever. But you know, we knew we hung with them. We were kind of a possession away from beating them, and that we could hang with them.
There's a flag.
We scored a bunch of points on them.
Fuck them. They're going to commercial. Ah, they're on commercial too. God damn it, the race is on commercial.
I think it was a great decision by Coach Coughlin saying, "Hey, we're playing this game. You know, if we want to win a championship, this is a team we're probably gonna have to play, so let's go get a little, get a little test try on them.
But Eli, I feel like y'all let them win because y'all want them to be undefeated and ruin their season in the Super Bowl, right? So that was well orchestrated. I mean, that was impressive.
DFS, I did see the shit on Twitter where it was like John Madden doesn't deserve to be glorified because he made it okay for kids to get concussions playing football. Like yeah, John Madden's the reason people want to play football. Like it's his fault somebody got a concussion. Cool story.
Okay, stay with us, Commissioner. We're going to commercial here. Got some more questions. You get back.
Here you go.
Now that's
Come on, FS1.
Be a real one time. Huh, the poor NFC South. You'll have to let the Saints win for a better draft pick, though.
So that's the positives because the Saints can beat Tampa in the playoffs, which makes me happy, and we'd get a better draft pick.
Because if you beat them, you go above them, right?
Yeah.
Which puts you second best in the division, Dale.
Yeah.
8-9, 8 wins.
Worst 8-win team of all time if Atlanta gets to 8 wins. There's the commercial for the Clash.
.com/LA Coliseum.
Back at Sonoma, it's Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, AJ Allmendinger, and Greg Biffle. Martin Truex, Carl Edwards, Matt Kenseth, Dale Jr., Joey Logano, the top 10 halfway through the race. Junior's paint scheme in this race is awesome. I kind of just want to watch this instead of the Browns and the Steelers.
Yes, Donnie Wingo. Second right here. Yep. Kyle Busch goes inside Kyle Larson.
This is back before Kyle Larson had the equipment to match his talent at Sonoma because he would just tear his shit up here. I'm surprised to see Kyle Larson running third past the halfway point of the race in Sonoma before he got to Hendrick. That's the real shock about watching this. Chase Elliott running 23rd on a road course. Boy, this was a long time ago now. I love Sonoma. Actually, I like the carousel layout better than this layout that they're running here back in 2016.
That looks so violent going across turn 4, hitting the inside curve, jumping the outside curve, and then coming to 7.
It was always mind-blowing to me late in Junior's career just how good he was at Sonoma. Junior went the first 3 quarters of his career and never got a top 10 at Sonoma, and then he ran top 5, top 10 every year he was at Hendrick just about. From 2014 on, Junior was really good at Sonoma, and he would qualify really well too. Anyway, back to this shit. 7-0 Steelers. Preparation H, you're right.
Uniform foul. That's a fine. You can't do that. That's like illegal socks. You can't have a pocket.
Finally, some play action for Baker.
It's a good point.
And he throws it right to the defender. It's intercepted. Plays without a Baker Mayfield incident, 0. Oh, Baker.
The batted balls are not as bad as the interception, so let's just go back and going back to staying in the pocket.
I said, finally, some play action. This will work. No.
I didn't tell him to roll right to the left. Roll right. He's right-handed. He's got a left.
Yeah, he's right-handed, and they always have Baker run to his left. He likes running to his left. I've never figured that one out either.
Tight end.
Got the tight end and Njoku right there.
Oh, and the receiver's got to go flat right there, right? The guy's right on you. He's drifting up and then makes the ball.
He tried to make the harder throw to Peoples-Jones instead of taking Njoku, who was open in front of him.
Always thought on those bootlegs, Eli, that the guy in the flat was the first.
Baker Mayfield has more interceptions than any other QB since he came into the league, but Skip Bayless says he's going to be Drew Brees.
All that much. Ben likes to go deep.
Baker's not a full-blown bust, but he ain't a guy. He's not the guy.
What's he doing when he's pointing, Pate? What's the double point?
Ask that girl in the bathroom stall. Damn, that was old school Ben. Made a miss. Oh. Damn, Ben overthrew somebody.
Eli, the double
That's
point,
crazy.
I'm glad you asked because obviously you weren't aware of this as you were playing. When you point a single point, that means that one linebacker
Peyton just took a
comes,
big shot at Eli.
If you point two, that means if both of those linebackers come, now it's hot. It's called a dual point, hence the two hands, right? So it's, you know.
I'm surprised after Baker threw that last pick, Eli probably would have been thinking, yeah, I know how you feel, Baker.
The dual point.
We've all been there.
A single point is probably safer for you.
Hot off one. Hot off one. Make it simple.
Commissioner, we have
Ooh.
joining us in the third quarter.
First down, still going.
One of the performers in the Super Bowl
A 2-score lead in this game is almost insurmountable.
My mind and everybody's mind is, what is your favorite Snoop
Pittsburgh
Dogg
got
song?
14-0 there.
Baker's going to wind up backing up somebody like Trubisky is now. Trubisky's the backup in Buffalo. Baker will be a backup somewhere. He ain't going to be no franchise quarterback.
I don't think I could tell you a
He's
single
not
title
it.
without violating your rules on using language on air. So I think
Baker's already the fourth best quarterback in his division. That's with a washed-up Big Ben still playing. Oh, yeah, Huntley's better than him, too, so make that fifth best. Deontay Johnson, what are you doing?
So I'm going to watch myself.
Deontay Johnson had about 5 yards and gave it up running backwards.
It's wide open on this show. I can promise you.
Goodell's fucking fly there with the wireless earbuds.
That's a good one.
Are those Raycons?
I was trying to do a Snoop song. Obviously, you didn't know that Snoop sang that song.
I got that, Eli. You know, hey, the birthday boy knows what he's talking about.
Thank you, Roger. I appreciate that.
Dad humor.
I'm with you.
Look at Ben waddling around. Oh! And a first down.
Old Ben.
Take a look at the pass.
He ain't done.
Come one more year. One more year. One more year.
He's going to be like, man, I felt like I did 15 years.
Now he's going to do like Ric Flair that time he came out on Raw crying. And then he goes, I have an announcement that I will never retire.
I think it's different with Ben. It's not a pump fake. Not like I think he wants to throw it, and he's strong enough that he pulls it back. It's like, you know, Tiger at a swing, and then someone makes a noise, and he stops the swing. He's strong enough where he pulls the ball back, and then it reacts. So it's not like, hey, I'm
Steelers in the red zone again.
It is a reaction thing. You see right here, I mean, he's looking to his right there. I mean, this is not a pump to try to eventually throw left. He's ready to throw right there, and he's still looking, wants to throw it, and now it's this reaction. Hey, where can I find someone else open? But when you do that long pump, you get everybody to move. I mean, the safeties, linebackers, even if you're man-to-man, you see someone throwing that hard, you're going to leave your guy, so it's a way to get guys open.
Yeah, most of the time, like when those guys pump, a lot of quarterbacks, that ball falls out of their hands, right? It's the kind of the incompletion. I mean, Ben, literally almost lets it go.
Will I keep Jimmy G or trade him?
Can pull it back.
Trade him because his contract's too big.
Coverage right there.
If Jimmy G would take a pay cut, I'd keep him.
Commissioner, what do you like
But his
here?
contract's too big.
I'm
Got to trade him.
on predictions so far, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
You know, as commissioners, we root for a close game, so, you know, I'm looking for Cleveland to make a stand here. We like that 7-0 at halftime. Maybe Cleveland coming back for a score. That would be good. So
I got it.
Goodell doesn't like football. We like blowouts.
I'm going with a little seam right here to Freiermuth, Eli, in the slot on the right.
Trust Peyton.
Cover 2 seam.
He's got to pretend Freiermuth is Dallas Clark.
Cover 2.
Pump fake. There it is to McLeod. First and goal.
That's the old stick nod, Pate. Old stick nod. It's a good job, actually a good job by the receiver. Using a stick nod, you want the defender to undercut you, and you go over the top. This guy kind of played over the top. He did a good job. Yeah, he did a good job. He came underneath him.
I feel like I'm not talking as much, so just listen to Eli and Peyton break it down.
A real pump. So you can see that. That was a real pump by Ben. Trying to get that linebacker to jump him and hit him on the old stick nod.
Look, Baker's about to spot the Steelers another 7 points.
Who's the one who had the stick nod? Who's the guy who got really stick nod on that one? That was tough.
stick.
There's a lot of sticking going on
Oh.
right there. There's a lot of sticking. Ray ran the stick nod, and then he got stuck as he was coming out of the nod.
I hope I don't see any of them
So,
DBs
that's
doing like a
John
ward for the
Madden
Chiefs
talk right
yesterday,
there, right?
dancing around when he knocked the ball away from Jamar Chase, and then he gets fucking mossed for a touchdown on the next play.
Had to run the stick nod. It's like a classic tight end, but now we got receivers doing it. You want to get a receiver on a linebacker right there. Teams playing so much zone coverage.
All right, I'm going back to
It's just
Fryer
like you-
move.
it's
Fryer
just like
move.
you
Still
quarterbacks.
my prediction here.
They're trying Fryer move, Thumb. I like another RPO eventually, you know.
Joe Buck called him out and said, "What, you got money on this, Peyton? What are you doing? Why are you reacting like this?"
Red zone plays or run plays because you know you're getting man coverage.
Gonna throw it away.
Those quick slants
3rd and goal.
It's like, hey, yeah, what's your favorite pass out here? Yeah, call this run where I have the option to.
Got an injury in the
throw it.
secondary, which means we got more Sonoma.
Bledsoe.
Never mind, they're on commercial too, those bastards.
Eli, he wanted to throw this slant again.
It's just like a live NASCAR race. Too many commercials.
Hey, Commissioner, thank you for joining us. You were awesome.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Roger.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you so much,
Great
Coach.
to be with you. Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Eli.
Guess what? I got to close the window again because it's cold. It'll be hot again in a matter of moments. You just wait. Why am I streaming this game? I guess because I made up my mind a week ago that I was going to stream this game, and now I'm stuck doing it. What is that?
Because you have a friend that's a Steelers fan, Dad. You gotta have some kind of interest in them.
Do I think Rodgers is going to leave Green Bay? No.
Dream on.
Sarcastically, I've been saying, well, half serious earlier. I was like, Denver or Pittsburgh, maybe. But now I'm convinced he'll probably stay. Why would he want to leave, dude? Look at the rest of that division. The Bears are a fucking mess. The Vikings are a mess. The Lions are a mess. He's guaranteed playoffs every year in that division. So, just stay there. Well, race is back on.
Perfect song and for every
We ain't got
song
much
that
time to
you
watch
call
any of
this
it, but...
summer, share a Coke and a song with friends, family, and fans at ShareACoke.com.
Oh, Mike Joy, I missed you.
64 laps complete in the Toyota Save Mart 350. Denny Hamlin leading Kyle Busch by 1 second. Kyle Larson 2 seconds back.
I remember how Tony gets the lead, but I won't spoil it.
Is AJ Allmendinger.
Dale Jr. 7th at Sonoma.
He's been hustling that 47 car. Now, we told you earlier he was battling a very loose race car. They backed up the adjustments. He's been hustling it, but maybe a little too much.
That was always AJ's problem in the 47. He'd come to these road courses, but, oh, AJ's going to win one, and then he'd break something overdriving the car. Because much like Larson at Ganassi, their cars weren't built to handle this. JTG Daugherty's never going to be a good Cup team. This is 5 years ago, and they're in the same situation they are now with Stenhouse. I don't know. I just don't see it ever changing for them.
He just wants to get up there and get that lead back, and he's just not able to make up ground.
Seriously, though, Kyle Larson 3rd in the 42, late in the race at Sonoma.
Thank you, man. Hey, why is there only one guy who gets makeup on this set?
Remember when I said Peyton didn't age much? That's what it is. They put makeup on him.
Cut his camera now. Cut his camera. I mean, it's one thing to get it. It's one thing to get it from your brother. To get it from the commissioner of the NFL.
3rd and goal from the 5 for the Steelers.
Third and goal. I like the fade this time. I like the fade up top.
Peyton saying fade. That's what Ben wants, but it's just not there. Incomplete. Kick a field goal. Do I think Watson plays next year? Probably not.
Ben could make those throws, back it up, right? He can muscle those throws.
The only way Watson plays is if his legal troubles just magically disappear.
Then the Dolphins are a problem.
Yeah.
I think he does have them. He does have them right there.
Yeah. He was looking for that.
Ben made the
third
decision
route
too late.
by Johnson there, kind of, so that was his number one. What open, and now it's just hard to come all the way back right. You're not really thinking. That was just probably his 4th option late. Just couldn't quite step into that throw.
Thanks to Baker Mayfield, the Steelers are up 10-0.
All right, what are we doing, Kay? What do you got for us?
Well, he's got to rewind all the way back.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right here. Watch him. He's got him. Right there.
Yeah.
Just set your feet. Just set your feet, right? But like he feels
Yeah,
Myles
Ben,
Garrett
this is how
coming
you
in
play
there.
quarterback.
Clowney's coming in there. He just keeps drifting because he doesn't want to get sacked. He wants to get the throw off. But if he sets his feet right there, he's got the tight end on the little drag route for the touchdown. I attribute that incompletion to Myles Garrett. That's the Myles Garrett factor.
I think just because he wasn't looking at him first, Pate. He's working on Johnson.
He wanted to fade to Johnson.
Out route. It just took too long to happen. He didn't win. He's looking. Now he's like, uh-oh. And just couldn't step into that throw right there. He knows it. He's mad.
Stefanski's like, all right, Baker, you going to go out here and throw another
Got
one?
through his progression maybe a little bit faster.
One more and you're done.
He should have been done weeks ago.
We have Cleveland does not have a third down.
Have I seen Peyton and Eli's nephew? No, but I hear that he's really good. And that's terrifying.
Pittsburgh
We are
domination
willing to learn,
leads to a
right?
10-0 score.
A combined 1 for 12 on third downs between these two AFC North rivals.
1 for 12.
In the second half, let's get a few more third down conversions going. Let's see if Baker can get a little 2-minute drill going. Like Commissioner said, a little drive here to make this thing 10-7 at halftime.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
I have no faith whatsoever.
9 straight incompletions.
All right.
Baker's 1 for 10 for 20 yards with an interception. Yeah. I swear if Case Keenum played all this year, the Browns would be in the playoffs.
Get back on the ball and get going, right? Just stop. Don't think. Get them in shotgun. Let them see it and get some. Where are your completion throws? Hey, what's your best pass to get a completion? And let's go to that.
I still think they can run the ball with 2 minutes and 57 seconds to go, Eli, because Cleveland gets the ball in the third quarter, so they like to have 2 possessions in a row here. We talk about this all the
Gain
time.
of 2.
So I don't mind that call. Running a little clock right there, try to score, get the kickoff in the third quarter.
Steelers having a lead in the first half. Yeah, 2-score lead in the first half for the Steelers.
Just to get into a rhythm.
Too little, too late. Just think if they could have done this, I don't know, 5 weeks ago or something.
I mean, to me, obviously they've had some tips, they've had some drop screens. They obviously had the interception, but they haven't had a whole lot of great opportunities with open guys and the tip balls and batted balls are annoying.
Baker rolling to his right for once.
To the right.
Has to throw it away.
10 in a row.
I do not like a 3rd and 8 is what I don't like in my 2-minute drill. I like first down, second down, first down. So
I would too.
Peyton said something very profound a while back. He said, they always talk about teams, you got to convert on third down. You got to convert on third down. He goes, you know how you convert on third down? You never get to the damn third down. You convert on first and second. And I'm with Peyton. That's when I play Madden, I get stressed if I get on third down. I'm like, shit.
All right, big third down here for Baker.
Cleveland throws the ball too much for a team with a guy that can't fucking throw. Look out. He's hanging on to the ball. Tiss is on Baker. Ooh. Found Landry. Baker made a play. First down, 2-minute warning.
doesn't happen that often anymore. I mean,
the 2-minute warning.
See this.
Balance-wise, not where he needs. You can see waiting there.
Final pit stops beginning at Sonoma. I know what happens, but I won't say nothing. There's something very important that happens during this pit cycle.
Pretty slow stop.
Did they go to commercial? Yeah, they did, fuckers.
A.J. Allmendinger. Here they come down into 11, and there's the pass.
He finally had to give that up. He just could not hold off Mark Truex Jr. That car is fast right now.
Solid. Looks really good. What a ride lap with A.J.?
Yeah, that's good.
Boyer, I think he broke a transmission early in the race. Chase Elliott is running 22nd on a road course. Well, ain't it good to be listening to one of my streams and hear race sounds in the background?
Downshift, first
smooth when he downshifts, like it's flawless.
Get some wheel spin, though. You can hear that.
A lot of wheel spin. Now, he chooses to go up to third as he goes into these S's and eliminates a shift coming out of this right-hander.
Feathering it.
Oh, that area, the car gets real light. Back end can come around in a hurry.
Out of 10 toward turn 11.
You can barely make it to the end from here. That's why we saw somebody pit.
Been in, and here comes Kyle Busch.
All the way down to first gear. More wheel spin.
He kept his wheels spinning there.
Hard and Harvick also pitting.
There's Kyle Busch on pit road.
And you see the Busch a little bit deeper into his box. A quick adjustment by Tom Lampy, the gas man. Very solid stop so far. Jake Seminara hitting the lugs. Barber indexes and he's away.
That's a thing of the past. All that those days are over. Now it's because it's one lug nut now. Sad.
Yes, the whole
Last
reason
week
I'm not
against
watching.
The boomers are really upset about it.
They ran a sweep to
I personally don't give a shit. 2-minute warning. The Browns are at their own 32.
in the game, that would help. They got more right
Gain of about 3. They're not getting the ball to Chubb nearly enough, and it's hurting them in the game, and it's hurting me.
They are going no huddle, though. They are going
Though I never had a chance at winning anyway.
You're on fire now.
We're making progress.
We'll curl
Ooh.
flat, right?
Well, that ball should have been called. That's on Higgins.
Play by Witherspoon. He was
Witherspoon's the guy who got the pick earlier. He made a good play
right
there.
At 7 yards, right? It's playing the sticks, right? He's not threatening to go deep. Look at him. He never gets out of his back pedal. When he gets his hand in.
Well,
That's
the
a nice
outside
play.
there. A lot of times those DBs, right, they see that running back going the flat, they know something's coming, right? It's usually a slant, a curl route. They understand those concepts, so pattern read, right? It's a good time, you know. You kind of put that in the back of your mind a little bit. You might see that again later in the second half, a little stutter go, right? Yes, in the back and the flat, have that guy run either a slant and go or
False
a
start.
stutter go.
3rd and 12 now.
You always like that's when you always used to throw the ball.
Yeah, throw that
Throw the
ball
ball in
on
the ground, right? Just
Throw that ball on the ground so those D linemen don't hit you and say, hey, I didn't hear a whistle, and you just boom. Elbow, shoulder, right to the ribs. We always said, Eli, the biggest thing in 2-minute drills we had to avoid were penalties, right? We had the biggest killers in a 2-minute drill. Just a little early, once again, crowd noise.
Yeah.
That's the steel
Well, to
curtain
quote John Madden,
factor in this game.
turnovers are not good.
Come on, Baker. Where's Landry?
Tell me he didn't say something like that.
2 receptions tonight.
The team that scores the most points usually wins.
They're gonna play coverage.
they're dropping out.
Nobody's
3rd and 11. Just play coverage. They're going to not get anybody open.
Landry's chipping.
Oh, shit, they did. Peoples-Jones wide open. Okay, fuck me. I was wrong.
Best receiver is chipping.
First down for the Browns.
He finds Peoples-Jones on the dagger route, right? Dagger's a
Not much of a
16-yard
chip either.
in route. Njoku runs the drag route. That's a nice throw. He couldn't finish at all. Watch this.
And Skip's going to talk about this one throw all day tomorrow and ignore the interception.
All right, gotta go up there fast, run it, get nothing. Now you gotta.
We get an injury report on Chubb. Please tell me Chubb is injured. That's why he's not in the game. Can anybody
For real.
explain that one to me?
I'm with Peyton. Where the fuck is Chubb?
Eli, we need a sideline reporter on the Evercast too. So
Get Cooper to do it.
Sideline reporter.
Nah, get Cooper Manning to do it.
No, please.
There you go.
There's Landry for 7.
Right outside
3rd
in,
and 3 at the
down.
Steeler 40.
Landry's not chipping anymore. Let him run some routes.
3rd and 2. Got 2 downs to get the.
Seriously, Chubb is not even trying to come into the game.
The Browns.
The fuck?
Deferred. The Browns deferred, so they got a chance to get a touchdown, get a field goal, get the ball back, and have the first possession of the 3rd quarter, and tie the game or take the lead without the Steelers ever touching the ball. Again, this idea is keep playing a lot of zone, a little pressure here.
Baker takes another horrible sack. It's 4th down.
Cannot take a sack on 3rd.
You have to get rid of the ball or just fucking run.
I'm not sure what he saw. Pate. He had, they ran a little spot route just through that extra.
I hope Skip's not watching the Manning show because they are just shitting all over Baker. They're not trying. They're just stating a fact. He's like, I don't know what the hell he saw. How many times now have they been like, wow, I don't know what Baker saw there.
First read right there to get the first down. I don't know why he didn't hit him.
Because he's not very good, Eli. That's why.
I don't know if he was waiting.
Baker Mayfield's not very good.
The running back on the rail to get open.
Spot right. That's a
right there.
Wide ass. Two guys wide open.
Predetermined that he wasn't going to be open. He assumed it was going to get covered. He kind of gave the token pump. That's the read. I mean, it's just
Baker Mayfield's not very good at reading. He can't if the first progression's not there, he's terrible.
First read, you can react to that back.
But hell, his first read was open.
There's no rub.
Like Eli said, he just didn't think it would be open, so he'd already made up his mind that he wasn't going to throw there.
He had a guy open.
Because he's not very good. Steelers ain't going to do anything with this.
What do you think? We think Pittsburgh tries for something? Or you think they're happy with the 10-0 lead right here?
Come out and hand it off to Harris if he gets like 15 yards.
This one play will determine what they decide to do.
I think you take it to halftime with a 10-0 lead.
Yeah, I agree.
Of course, the Ben will come out and
please reset the game.
I got 4
down
downs
score
here.
based on my prediction.
Yeah, I got 34 seconds.
Completion percentage.
Most teams would, but I don't think they're capable. That's not the Steelers' style.
I think you just launch
talking a lot. He's talking a lot in the huddle. That's usually not a run play. All right, so let's see.
I think you just,
2 plays.
Just throw this ball deep.
I saw a double point. Maybe a fake double point. So you do like a double point
and run it possibly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, the old savvy veteran, right? Talk a long time in the huddle, make the defense think it's a pass. Call a draw. Cleveland's going to call it. No, good. Cleveland's going to call timeout.
Cleveland, go first.
Look at Peyton's face now that the Browns called that timeout.
You know, it was interesting. I talked to Kevin Stefanski.
Maybe the Steelers like, if we force them to run a bunch of plays, they'll make a mistake because they're not very good either.
To Pittsburgh from Cleveland.
I think next year's Baker's last year was kind of, let me count.
Maybe players did, obviously, on their phones, but
I want to say next year's the last year. Or is that the option?
Because it's such a roller coaster, you know, trying to decide if you're going to be.
Usually it's 4 years and a 5th-year option. I don't know.
So he intentionally did not watch that game. There's nothing worse than that. Only thing I think was worse than that.
Give him one more year with Cleveland because he's hurt and everything, but I still just don't think very highly of him as a player.
The Bengals beating the Chiefs, knowing right as you're playing your game, your playoff hopes are over. So, but probably a smart move.
Don't go out of bounds.
Nice job by Joe Burrow. He's not throwing any touchdowns recently, huh? What's he got, 9 in the past 2
Sorry
weeks?
for the delay.
On fire.
You got him on your fantasy team? You got him on your fantasy?
I do not. I am in the championship game. I have Najee Harris. I needed him to score about 80 points tonight.
Eli and I are both in championship games.
Did a big second half.
big second
half.
Out of Najee. Like another.
Running back's been a weak spot for me all year outside of the good games that Chubb has had. And Patterson's had some games here and there. Antonio Gibson was a big letdown.
Oh, the quarter fell down.
First down Steelers with 17 seconds and 2 timeouts left. And 15 yards added on top of it. So now the Steelers are in business here.
Late hit. Also, that changes things.
Yeah. With 2 timeouts in this field position, yeah.
You'd be right around the 45-yard line or so. You can go get a chunk.
That's racist, Eli. He said chunk.
Pittsburgh was willing to let this thing go, and Cleveland calls timeout.
Yeah, what the fuck? When Peyton's face when Cleveland called timeout was the same look I had. I'm like, what was that for?
Field goal attempt here. I gotta tell you, I think 10-0 was better than 13.
To quote John Madden, 10-0's better than being down 13-0.
It's like you kind of had a good call. They're running slants, quick game. You're playing cover 2. The corner should be sitting right.
So now the Steelers are at the 45 with 17 and 2 timeouts.
You know, you fall down and you give them a chance.
No deep.
Need something over the middle here.
Yeah.
Across the middle here.
Get out of bounds. Gain of 4, hops out of bounds, 12 seconds. Still got 2 timeouts, so everything's on the table here.
For a 4 yards completion out of a deep dagger route, like a 16-yard in route over the middle.
Yeah, something.
Well, Peyton throwing 16 is not exactly easy for Ben these days.
Single high. They didn't mind taking a shot down the field, right? I think he had a go route on the outside. Just let, hey, go get a chunk or get a pass interference.
I feel like Ben's doing a lot of whispering as the huddle comes out. Like, hey, I don't want you to tell the other receivers, but I want you to do this. I mean, you don't see the whisper much anymore.
That means you have either a lot of young.
Now Ben takes a shot. Oh,
young
batted
receivers
away.
who don't know what's going on, or you have a young running back, which they do. Maybe you kind of have to whisper.
One more quick play, hop out of bounds, throw a Hail Mary. I don't think they're going to get in field goal range here without a defensive penalty.
Here.
Hey, don't tell anybody, all right? But I want you to run a corner route.
All right, Michael, I'll see you Sunday.
Why are you whispering? You think Cleveland?
I'm here until this horrible game gets completely out of hand. We're going to watch some old racing at halftime.
Hail Mary arm.
Is this Hail Mary?
He's got too much pride. He does not want to throw an interception. And Cleveland calls another time.
They're going to leave something open in the middle.
If you get the timeout called fast enough, you might have 1 second left.
7 seconds, you could still go like a corner route somehow, or get something.
If something comes open quick over the middle, you might get the timeout with 1 second. But it's got to happen like really quick.
He just made some kind of side pocket where, throw it up to Claypool where he jumps over the corner and catch it and get out of bounds. I mean, you're probably just trying to throw it to get into Hail Mary range, I think. Because I don't think you have time to get to the 40-yard line, for a 57-yard field goal.
Yeah, 7 seconds.
Does he whisper here, though? Does he whisper? No, he's not whispering to anybody.
I wouldn't want Big Ben whispering in my ear. I'm sure that woman in that bathroom stall didn't either. He's taking too much time. Oh, it's intercepted. It's intercepted. And that's halftime. The Steelers were up 10-0. And Peyton just said Ben's got too much pride. He doesn't want to throw an interception here. He did.
Both are not going on the 2-minute drive reel.
Halftime, let's watch a race.
More like curb jumping, isn't it? That's what happens when the Sprint Cup cars come to Sonoma.
Is it?
Look at the Coca-Cola Racing family.
The Coca-Cola Racing family.
Danica's fourth because of a pit cycle right now.
Now fourth.
Let me grab a Gatorade.
Joey Logano also in the top 10. And let's show you that pass for the lead 1 lap ago.
It's coming off of turn 2.
Turn 1 down to 2 right there. I'm going to go around the outside. She gave plenty of room.
Chris, what about the 10 strategy?
Well, Mike, early on, that first run
There's 34 to go.
a lot longer than everybody else.
Danica Patrick's not pitted yet, and she's up to fourth. Maybe she'll get that elusive first win.
But she's been saying that car, the front end, especially losing grip and all the high-speed stuff and tight coming off the slow-speed stuff. Oh, Danica coming to pit lane.
Danica to pit road. Dale Jr. moves into fourth.
Casey Mears stopped 1 lap ago. So now Danica will be the last car on the lead lap to make this stop.
Mike, I was asking you about Carl Edwards, and I think you just...
Oh, I remember Carl Edwards.
I knew you had a long stop. I knew you had trouble on left sides. But that was unbelievable. He went from, what did you say, 6th to 12th.
Yeah, 18-second pit stop to repair some crashes.
An 18-second stop for Carl Edwards. And he's going to take it out on Dale Jr. later in the race.
Out longer than the 18 and the 11, and they lost a tremendous amount of time through that whole pit sequence.
Wisconsin just beat Purdue, Michael. What the fuck?
19 to fix the damage. Look at 47 of A.J. Allmendinger, who was right there in what, 3rd or 4th position prior to that. Now he's back in 5th, but lost a lot of time to those leaders.
So you spent a whole bunch of time hoping there are no cautions, and then you spend a whole bunch of time hoping there is a caution.
Boy, Fox Sports 1 has a lot of free time on their hands if they're showing an old NASCAR race.
Jimmy Johnson, Dale Jr.
Truex and
For real.
Jr. and Allmendinger all are quicker than our
Both quarterbacks lining it up tonight in Pittsburgh. Ben's got 96 yards and a pick, and Baker has less than that in a pick.
This pit sequence, he came in really early, so he's on much older tires.
Ryan with Joey Logano. Here's your fourth performance.
Believe it or not, Joey Logano was still pissing me off 5 years ago. I never liked him.
Ryan Blaney.
Actually, a lot. I liked Joey when he first came into the Nationwide Series part-time, but then I realized what a whiny little fuck he was, and I didn't like him after that.
Get it going in a race.
Check what, Martin Truex Jr. here. Look at this.
Truex underneath Kyle Busch for second.
Yeah, Kyle went way out there of anybody. You notice that?
No, Kyle has a couple laps.
This is before Joe Gibbs priced the 78 car out of business because he was pissed off about losing to them all the time.
Starting to really
Kevin Harvick passes Jimmy Johnson. Harvick still in a Chevrolet at this point. Stuart Haas was still a Chevy team.
Jimmy Johnson.
Fun fact, the chassis that Tony Stewart wins this race with was Hendrick chassis, I think number 184 or 784 or something. I can't remember. And the last time that the chassis that Tony Stewart won this race with ran was at the Charlotte Roval in 2018 with a Ford body on it and Clint Boyer driving it. So I didn't know it at the time, but when I was at the first Roval race, I saw this car drive with Clint Boyer. But it had a Ford body on it. Did you know that? The car that Tony Stewart wins this race with, you and I saw race, but it was Clint Boyer driving it with a Ford body on it, but it was the same car. 2018 Roval. Yeah. It was a Hendrick chassis with a Ford body on it, and Clint Boyer was driving it at the first Roval race. It was a Stuart Haas road course car for years. Tony drove it a bunch of times, and he won with this, and then Boyer ended up driving it with a Ford body on it, which is so weird.
The mental discipline. Now he had damage on the left side.
I saw a YouTube video on it last night, ironically. With no idea they were going to show this today.
And back on. Clay Robinson did a little tug on that left front fender to help with the clearance. They also waited on fuel, but you never heard a comment from Carl.
Not yet. I think the caution comes with like 20-something to go. And it gets Tony Stewart the lead. Oh, I know what Tony is going to give up in the middle of this run and say, we suck, I'm pitting, and we're going to hope for a yellow. So Tony Stewart pits, and then within a couple of laps of him pitting, a caution comes out for a bunch of debris at the top of the hill. So Tony stays out and takes the lead. That's how Tony gets the lead. And it's coming in a few laps.
Well, we knew they'd been having trouble getting the left front on and off, but the bottom line, Jeff, that's your last stop.
Yeah.
The hell with that left front.
The hell with that left.
So he just said, I'm going to pit and get fresh tires and see what happens.
Jimmy Johnson after Johnson went a little wide there at turn 4.
This is a race I wish I'd been streaming for back then.
Edwards to complete the pass without really slowing down either car.
I was streaming back then, but not the races.
Remember, Jimmy came in earlier.
By the way, the week after Martinsville is Bristol Dirt, so I figured we go to Martinsville for the whole weekend, and for Bristol Dirt we just go to the Cup race the next week or whatever. Yeah, there'll be 2 weeks in a row in April you won't hear from me because I'm going to be in Martinsville and then I'm going to Bristol. So I'm going to Cup races in back-to-back weeks. I ain't done that before.
Up there by his head. Think what it is down in the foot box, down there where your feet are, where the exhaust and the engine heat really get to you.
Well, to me, one of the toughest tracks when it's hot outside, like it is here at Sonoma today, is this.
I love
race
Sonoma.
It's not a long race compared to others, but it's one of the busiest that you'll be inside the car, and you don't have time to get.
Wish I had a good new NASCAR game to play. I could have got NASCAR 21 with that gift card, but nah. It'd be a waste of a gift card. Oh, did I miss Chris Berman's fastest 2 minutes? No, we're right in the middle of it. I got to run and pee.
This game not as historic, except Robert Quinn broke Richard Denson. Franchise record in front of Virginia, Alice McCaskey. Bears beat the Giants 18 sacks Quinn. Russell Wilson 3 times, DK Metcalf. We hope it's not the last time we see Russell and Pete Carroll in Seattle for a home game. Booger and I in NFL primetime, chock full of highlights. Live on Sunday nights and then for 3 days, Monday through Wednesday. Suze?
Boom, the big farewell at Heinz Field tonight. Penske teammate TJ Watt closing in on the season sack record. Make that 19 and a half. Second half coming on ESPN and on ESPN2. Peyton and Eli.
If I gave a play into Peyton, it didn't make any difference. I watched him for years. He called his own plays through the course of the regular season. Eli, how about this one? Hey, my headset's out. I've heard that one.
We've all been booed relentlessly. Would you be more comfortable?
Yeah, I watched a video about where is Tony Stewart's last win car, and somebody, it was dumped out at Auto Club Speedway. It was just sitting there, the empty body, at Auto Club Speedway.
Green Bay, 3-point favorites over the Lions.
Only 3?
Thanks you for watching the
You never know what you're going to get with the Lions, so who knows.
Wonder what Tennessee spread.
10.5.
Baltimore's 4 over Pittsburgh.
I'll take the Titans to win that game.
I like the Baltimore spread.
December 17th.
Big Pittsburgh by 4.
Adjustments were made on that last pit stop, but boy, it really brought the 78 to life. I mean, he's
hopefully
these guys up
the
right
game will
now.
go to commercial at just the right time so we can watch one of them classic Denny Hamlin choke jobs. He totally chokes this fucking race away.
It's even got worse.
I love a good Denny Hamlin choke job. If only Robert was here, we could relive some great moments. Robert, where are you?
That's going to be our last stop unless we get a caution. So let's take care of your tires. Don't use them up. But my question for DW and Jem is, how do you take care of your tires, not use them up when you're in this position trying to get one more spot on the track?
Well, the best place you can be in is second when you're doing that. You watch the leader, Denny Hamlin, everything he
There's
does,
Cole
you try to
Pern.
know where his weaknesses are. You see where he's pushing the limits of the car, where he's using up the tires, and every time the 11 slips the tires, you make sure you just ease out of it just a little bit. If he drives it deep
Where's
and
Alan
walks up the
Gustafson
tire,
for this
you just
race?
drive in a little bit easier, and eventually
Running 20 or
just
something with
stalking
Chase
that
Elliott.
driver may give you the advantage.
Rookie Chase Elliott.
Really 2 safe places to pass into turn 7, into turn 11.
And Chase probably should have won 3 races in his rookie year, but he got fucked out of every one of them, of course.
Pass there, then you can dictate the pace of the race once you get in the front.
And one place you can't save tires is when you're right on the rear bumper of that car in front of you. You want to be
Like a Junebug running 4th.
So if he sees an opportunity or maybe forces Hamlin into making a mistake, we've seen Hamlin wheel hop into turn 7 in practice, and he hasn't made a mistake today, but maybe he could force him into that mistake and make that pass a little easier.
When you get this late into the race, you pretty much give it all you got. There's still 25 laps to go, but you still got to stay after it. Chris?
Well, Mike, you see the damage on that the left side of the 11 car. That seam over that left front wheel getting a little bit wider. And talking to teams yesterday after practice and qualifying,
David Reagan in a Dr. Pepper car
these curves are beating up the cars. The welds
for
starting to
BK Racing. I think Alex Bowman used to drive that piece of shit.
starting to see on that 11 car.
Dylan Lupton, yeah.
If they need to come back
Michael Annette. Patrick Carpentier.
When a car goes 4 feet up in the air and lands, hits curves.
And Clint Boyer. Boyer was in the middle of the worst season of his career. He had to drive for a fucking dumpster team. And Sonoma was like his only shot to win a race because he was really good there. And then the transmission broke on like lap 5. Oh, he was. When he got out of the car, he was throwing shit, I remember. Because he really did have a chance to win. He qualified well.
I'm not surprised at all that Truex has run down Hamlin and hasn't been able to do anything with him. Denny's been running a very conservative line, taking care of those tires.
See, there's Tony Stewart. He pitted. There's the winning move. Tony Stewart pits in the middle of a green flag run and just says, fuck it. The car was handling so bad.
Really his wheelhouse, a slick track where you really have to drive the car straight, be easy on the throttle, just like at Martinsville.
And then in a couple of laps, somebody drops a bunch of metal at the top of the hill. I think it might be Jimmy Johnson or somebody that does.
Toyotas, I got to think they're probably set up probably identical.
Right up there, there'll be debris.
10th place.
Jimmy Johnson.
41's weird.
Yeah.
Now Tony Stewart just
Said the
came in and
41
made a
was a
stop, Chris.
Chevrolet.
Well, last time he was in pit lane, it was at lap 69, so he was going to have to stretch it about 40 laps. And the team told him, we need you to just cruise out there, take care of the car. We're not sure we can make it. And after about 10 laps of doing that, Tony Stewart came over to the radio and said, hey guys, I just can't do this. I can't hold anybody off. I need to come to pit lane, get some fresh tires and fuel. Let's roll the dice here.
As a driver, you want to be the aggressor. You want
I can't believe that they took a gamble like this and it pays off.
drive deep into the corner and go
He had no luck for a couple of years, and then he gets a caution here.
and be conservative and try to keep people behind you. It's no fun to end a race like that.
Well,
You and me, partner.
they suspensefully cut to commercial. We go back to the Browns, down by 10.
All right, second half, E. Can we run the ball a little more, Cleveland? Just run it. Can we run it every play?
Chubb,
Seriously.
did our sideline reporter ever get us some information?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Duke Johnson is their 2-minute running back, but
Duke Johnson's not with the Browns anymore, Peyton.
Just keep him in the entire game. Just give it to him. Right?
He was thinking of Dearness Johnson.
I wish Peyton was a coach. So
I've heard guys like Peyton say they can't be a coach because when people fuck up, they would just get so uncontrollably mad. Shannon Sharp said the same thing. He said, I couldn't be a coach because these guys make so many dumb mistakes. And just be like, ooh. I saw a video today of Deion Sanders screaming at his team. I've never heard Deion get mad because he's always funny and cracking jokes. There's a guy in the locker room filming with his cell phone, and Deion doesn't know it. And you hear Deion go, everybody get the fuck off they damn phones. If I see you on your motherfucking phone, you ain't playing. And you see the phone go, the guy like quickly puts his phone away.
A lot of three tight ends.
Hey, Chubb's coming in the game. Yay.
All right,
They're only down by 10.
That's a good thing.
Although the trouble is, the Steelers are a second half team, and you're already down by 10.
I like that power. Let's go back to that power.
Yeah. Don't know how to deal with this.
They ran it last time. They ran it. They got 30
This is
yards.
definitely.
They come back to that.
Maybe the Browns did this on purpose. The Steelers are out of their element. They have a lead to start a second half.
You can kind of see. You see here, Pate. They're in 3 receivers, right? They're in 11 personnel, but Pittsburgh
Here's
is
Chubb.
base personnel. They're gonna say, hey,
Come back and run it
hard to
again.
run-
Fuck it.
it's
I
hard
don't
to find
care.
Runs, you know, you're kind of gonna have an unblocked guy. You know, base personnel is that they got their, you know, their defensive, you know, nose guard. They got their 2 defensive ends. Their
They
2
missed
outside
Kareem
linebackers.
Hunt something
They got
awful
7
there.
guys basically in the box. You got 6 blockers right there, so they're kind of stayed there 3-4 almost, and so they're big bodies, 5 big bodies on the line of scrimmage. 27.
This will be the last time I ever talk about a Big Ben game.
You guys still got to find runs.
Yeah, you know, Coach Stefanski kind of said if Pittsburgh was going to stay in their
Maybe,
3-4 base
if the
defense
Jags and Colts go a certain way.
versus their 3 wide
See, I told you, just come back, run it again. Okay, it's 3rd and 3. Fine. Hell, run it again. You can run it again or throw it short. I'm going to run it on every 1st and 2nd down of this fucking quarter because they didn't do that in the first half.
I mean, yeah, that was a perfect example right there. The inside linebacker was free; he was unblocked, but we still got what 6-7 yards. Right? That's a win. That's a win.
Chubb's hurting, I think. That look on his face there. He was holding his chest.
Peyton said, I'd run it right here, too.
That's what I said. Run it here. It's 3rd and 3.
Yeah,
They're obviously going to throw, but
defense, they're dime defense, substitutes. Yeah, that's why it's called sub. You still can run it here. Probably not with Cooper.
and Baker takes a sack. 4th
There you
down.
go. That's good.
You're all pissed. You would think Peyton was the fucking offensive coordinator or the head coach.
Baker, nothing good is happening. All right. But Hooper.
God damn, Peyton is roasting Baker now. He's like lost all his pay. He just said if Chubb's not in the game and it's on Baker, nothing good is happening.
I don't think so.
And Peyton's right.
I tried to check to it. Yeah, you start checking to a run.
Hey, you know, how about Cam Hayward? I was at a coin toss with him for a playoff game, and he tells me before the coin toss, "Hey, you played with my dad." I was like, "Wow." You talk about feeling old. I played with Craig Ironhead Hayward my rookie year with the Colts. But when you're playing against somebody's son in an NFL game, that means you're old. So that's why
Tom Brady's getting to that point.
3 games later. So, what a player, though.
And the caution is out with 23 to go.
Oh, boy.
That would be a slow lead.
Thank you for that nationwide Dale Jr. performance update.
I believe David Reagan.
Remember that? Everybody's favorite segment.
Larry's my guest at the Grand Marshals dinner Friday night.
I can't believe we missed it.
Talked to him about racing at Sonoma.
It was just fucking debris.
For Speedway Children's Charities. He's going to be the free pass on this.
Just like modern NASCAR, they went to commercial during the caution.
Rubber debris around the racetrack, which is easy to do under a caution.
So everybody pits, and Tony stays out. I can't remember if anybody else stays out. I think Tony might be the only one.
Sweepers out there getting some of that rubber debris from outside the group, because on this too-wide restart, they're going to need every.
I know what happens to Junior, and it pisses me off.
Larry, aside from Tony Stewart,
Really pisses me off.
anybody that might not stop?
Well, Mike, we've run 20 laps since that last pit stop, and we're going to have 20 laps to go. But with
I don't forget things like this.
I definitely expect some to roll the dice here, because if you
Tony
just
stays
follow
out. Maybe somebody else does. I can't
I think
remember.
you'll follow them the rest of the day. So I do think all the guys up front will be coming to pit.
Hamlin, Truex, Kyle Busch, Allmendinger, Dale Jr., Carl Edwards, Harvick, Logano, Casey Kane, they pit. Kurt Busch pits, Johnson pits.
And Denny Hamlin's team going to be trying to be perfect on this stop. Remember, that team's been penalized in 7 different races this year for pit lane. He's pretty happy with this race car. He says, if anything, I just need a little bit of help in 7 and 11. Jamie?
Last set of sticker tires going on for these cars on the 78. They'll be relieved to know that, because he did have to use up some.
Junior had 5 second-place finishes in the first half of the season and then got a concussion. Thanks to Chris Buescher at Michigan.
He's been very quiet on the radio since that last adjustment on his car. But this does a lot for a lot of people, including the 19 of Carl Edwards. They feel like this is their shot to win now.
I was thinking the same thing until we had a crappy pit stop, but that's not all that happens. I was like, thanks. We lost 3 spots on pit road, and then it gets worse from here.
Really interesting how A.J. Allmendinger, he qualified second, but they took the #1 pit stop because the 19 chose to take a stall further back for those green flag stops and launches off pit road. Paid off for Allmendinger to be in that stall that time.
I thought he hit the wall when he exited.
Anywho, Snoop D-O-double-G.
We all know you're a big football fan, but also a huge.
And his
Steelers
favorite
fan.
team changes week to week, so is
How
Snoop a Steelers fan this week?
Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Well, in the 70s, you know, watching your dad and watching the Steelers and the Raiders and the Cowboys and the teams from the 70s, I fell in love with their great defense, the way they moved the ball, just the way that they just played football in general. It was fun to watch as a kid, and as I became an adult, I fell more in love with it because I got a chance to meet the players.
I want Condoleezza Rice as the head coach and Snoop Dogg as the general
The
manager.
rest of the guys, and I became a part of the nation.
I love it. I love it. Well, it's been a good run for sure.
And I know, Snoop, you're not just a fan of the football, but you're
We'll
also
say it like it's over,
been coaching a lot of youth football.
Let's be real, it's been over for about
Your son,
10 years now.
I don't know if you know this, but Peyton coaches his son in youth football. But I just assume that he makes all the kids memorize like 100 plays. He makes them wait.
Uh-oh, big run from Najee Harris. Here you go, Eli fantasy points. Ooh, ooh, stiff arm.
Well, when I coach, I like to let them have a lot of fun, Eli. Not a little fun, but a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of times I let the kids teach me because they so enthused with watching the NFL, and they'll watch a game on Sunday and come to practice on Monday, want to run this new offense that Patrick Mahomes is running or Jackson is running. So I like to let the kids get involved heavily. But whatever they think creatively works, I let them put it in as far as input.
Imagine going to your son's game, you look over and Snoop is the head coach of the other team. Like, is that fucking Snoop Dogg?
Good stiff arm by your
Like, word?
by your rookie running back Harris right there. What do you think about that?
Hey, I think he related to Franco Harris the way he runs the ball, man. He got a mean stiff arm. He like baby Derrick Henry. Give me some of that. Sit down, clown.
Yeah. Ooh. Need some of that.
Not the best one I've seen, but that was a good one.
Yeah, on that run, he just passed Franco Harris, believe it or not, Snoop, for most rushing yards as a rookie with the Steelers. That's pretty good company right there.
That's great company. I like Najee Harris. I think we don't get him involved enough, but I think, he's learning the system.
What the fuck has Snoop Dogg been watching? That tells me right there he don't even watch. We don't get Najee involved enough. Are you kidding?
Both these running backs ought to be getting some more carries, Chubb and Harris.
Maybe tonight, but
You run a football league for kids. It's been going
But at the
strong
same time, I can look at Peyton and go, would you want to be handing it to Chubb? Because I remember Peyton Manning cussed out Jeff Saturday in the middle of a game for saying we need to run the ball more in the red zone.
Man, that's
Peyton
the greatest
freaked
thing
out
in the
on him.
world, Peyton, when one of my guys, Ronnie Hillman, when he was playing with you for that Super Bowl, that was one of the greatest feelings ever, to have a kid to come out of my league to make it to the Super Bowl, and for you to call plays for him, for you to whisper in his ear and say a few things to him and get him to check for you and make sure the block is right. Man, that felt so good, man. Thank you, Peyton. We appreciate you for that, man.
Well, I tell you, Ronnie Hillman was a great player. He was quick to throw it to him out of the backfield. I can tell you coached him well as a kid back in the day. I like it.
3rd and
Yeah, we got
7.
Juju Smith too. He's on IR right now, but when he come back, I'm pretty sure Juju gonna do what he loves doing. The kids love him. Like the kids that we coach, we like to give them personality and let them be great guys on the field and off the field, and not just be superstars, but come back to the community and inspire the youth to do what they do.
Well, at least didn't put anybody in the league like Antonio Brown, so we can't knock Snoop too much. Offsides, Ben's got a free play. He's just not accurate throwing those deep passes anymore.
Well, they jumped offside.
It's not like when Rodgers gets a free play and I go, oh, shit.
Ben gonna be up there with y'all. He gonna be hanging out with y'all in a minute. Ben gonna give him a spot. Save Ben a spot on the couch next to y'all.
He's got one more week.
There's plenty of room, I can promise you.
Ben's last game is going to be in Baltimore.
You know, we've talked a little bit about Coach Madden. You know, a lot of people know him as a coach. Some people know him as a broadcaster, and others know him just as a video game. I know you were a big fan of the Madden video game.
Back when it was good.
We have clips after this play. We'll listen in to you playing Madden. And you know, kind of your
3rd and
style
3.
of video game here.
Good catch by Johnson. That was nice.
Nice.
We've all been there. Madden is a motherfucker.
Hey, I'm not really sure about the etiquette, but I don't think you're supposed to be able to shut the game off.
I don't like losing. I got a little bit of pain in my blood. I don't take.
Are you allowed to just shut the game off? I didn't know you could do that in football. You'd be like, game over. Start over.
Yeah, man.
Look at the look on Snoop's face. Let's killing Peyton. The look on Snoop's face in that video.
Hey, Snoop, you got some pretty exciting. I'm going to need a reset here after that. That was outstanding. Hey, Snoop, you got some big news coming up next month. Performing at halftime of the Super Bowl.
Ben barely got that ball away.
In Los Angeles.
Steelers in the red zone
It's going to
again.
be a great performance. You guys.
If they go up 17-0, we're just watching the rest of the damn race and then coming back to check on the game.
It's going to be a great presentation. We're so thankful that the NFL is accepting hip hop on stage and letting us do what we do. We plan on put together a great show to give the people.
They think.
They love
You better hope the Colts have a massive COVID outbreak.
Who's going to perform? So we're going to give you the greatest performance
They
you've
need
ever
to-
seen in hip hop history.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. That's going to be awesome.
You know, Snoop, when you're playing football, no current player goes to the Super Bowl, and most of them don't even watch it because it's so hard because you wish you were there.
I remember
There's a good chance
when the Falcons
one
made
of
the
teams
Super Bowl,
playing it beat you.
I was
But
like,
we
damn,
always
this is
watch the
weird.
halftime show, right?
And then the
That
year
was
after, when they
guaranteed.
didn't make it, I was like,
Now
I
that
don't
we're
want to watch.
retired,
I had that feeling, like, this is fucking bullshit.
Watch the halftime show. So good luck with that.
Once your team gets to it once, you kind of don't want to watch
man,
again
it was
without
a
them.
pleasure watching you two boys play too, man. I want to give a shout out to your father.
Don't lie to Eli.
Know that I'm gonna
It was never fun watching Eli play. Eli was in a lot of games like this.
But the way you guys played the game, you guys played with
Man,
class. I
Ben.
love the way you guys won. I love the way you guys.
That was a big
did
miss.
y'all thing, and I'm happy for y'all off the field with the
Big
show
Ben
that you
with the
guys
big
are
miss.
doing, man. Y'all keep up the great work, man. I wish I was a man. Can I be adopted?
Absolutely, you can. Hey,
You're a coach. You're coaching.
Hey, 3rd and 10 right here. Call this next play. What do you think? What's Pittsburgh going to do to get in the end zone here?
3rd and 10. What we got to do is be real smart. Let's go with an empty backfield. Go empty and take what they give us up the seam. I don't think we need a running back. Have them come out the backfield.
I like that.
They
Yeah,
can't come
out. Yeah, 3rd and 10.
Angle route from the running back.
Run it. You're going
No, he's going to block.
I like to see.
Weak ass play call.
Those cover too. It's too quick. I don't know why. Like smooth call.
Go for it.
I didn't like that at all. I think
Weak ass
he
fucking play
now
call.
he's just calling his own plays now. Ben ain't listening to the man in the headset. He called his own plays.
Weak as fuck.
When you say it's probably your last game, he's going rogue. He's going rogue.
Yeah, I'm calling this my way.
Take the jersey off, just walk out.
I don't care if it's third and 11. I want to run a
That's as pissed as I've seen him in a while.
All right. This field goal. I think 13 might be enough to beat these guys. That's solid. Yeah, right.
I'm with Peyton. 13-0 Steelers.
Oh, I want Baker to shit the bed again and see what Peyton says.
Our better road racers, so something mechanical must have gone.
Who's got the lead now?
All right.
The smoke has the lead.
All the way back to pit road.
Who?
Now, we'll see.
Pronounce his last name.
Larry, what do you think?
No, because we've only run 3 laps and we have 17 laps to go. Plus, I think the big thing, Jeff, is 35 drivers on the lead lap. Pack the pit equipment up. Put it away.
But I don't think this is. I don't really think this helps Tony Stewart any.
I remember thinking it did because I said, good, that's less laps he's got to run on those slightly older tires than Hamlin.
I don't know what we got to do here.
Chris, how about our leader?
Well, Mike, earlier in the race, Tony Stewart said the front end of that car felt numb, just a little bit too tight, especially through the high-speed stuff. In the middle part of the race, he said, we have made progress. Just listening to he and his crew chief, Mike Buggeravich, on the radio, talking about that last round of adjustments, Tony said, we really haven't improved since the middle part of the race. I don't think I have the speed of the guys behind me, but I do have the lead.
Good point.
And it's going to be hard to get it away from me.
I called it then. I knew Tony had like a 10th place car at best, but when he got the lead, I said, he's going to win. I said, ain't nobody going to take this away from him. I was so confident. I was like, Tony's going to win no matter what happens here.
Let's take a look at the Busch race summary. After 93
He almost gives it away.
We still have 35 cars on the lead lap. 8 different leaders, 12 lead changes. Only car out of the race, Clint Boyer. He'll now be joined by Michael McDowell, and McDowell would have been the free pass car, so no one will get that. On this, the 4th caution of the day.
I'm so impressed with what I've seen out of these drivers today. There's so many things that can go wrong, that you can cause to go wrong as a driver, as well as the mechanical side of it, pounding these cars off of the curbs like we've seen, all the shifting, everything else. There's so many things go wrong. We've got 35 cars on the lead lap.
So what are they saying on the 14 radio?
I'm trying to enjoy it. I'm not pissed off at anybody, so that's probably true.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, the day ain't over with yet.
I think Denny Hamlin's job right here, his objective is to try not to be that one that upset Tony today.
Man, that's funny. He's a funny
It was the
man.
perfect storm. A road course race, and he gets handed the lead. I was like, yep, he's going to win.
Playing Madden, we got the chain going. I'm excited. I'll give you my address after this. To make sure I
13-0 in a game. I'm wondering why I decided to stream.
Oh, Eli and Snoop playing Madden. I got
Snoop, it's been said that every musician wants to be a professional athlete. Every professional athlete wants to be a musician. Peyton and I kind of took that to the test, and in a commercial, we really showed off our rapping skills. Do you think that all the 3 of us can collaborate on a song, or would that maybe like ruin your career? That'd be over.
No, I actually thought the song.
Look at the drip Eli has in that commercial. The drip.
I think we could, become a heck of a trio. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. I did not see it
Now that
going
you
back
got your
with that
you got your
All right, how's Baker going to fuck this up? 4 for 15, 58 yards and a pick. Way to go, Baker.
Like, what would be like my musician?
Pass protection's been good. You're just taking stupid sacks.
Musicianal is not a word. Tell him that. It's not a word.
I'm rapping here.
Hey, there you go. A completion.
Rapping,
Okay.
Spitting lyrics over here.
If you know.
Yeah.
Hey, right
I think
there.
it would be
Eli, go ahead. Let's hear it. I want to hear the name. I want to hear a good name.
the name of the group. I think it'd be
I see the wheels turning.
I don't don't know yet.
Turning slow.
It's that. It's probably because it's not going to work. Is what you're really trying to say.
I'm thinking
You're being very nice saying that video was nice, but
three quarterbacks with no sacks.
Damn, what a fake.
Hey, look, Chubb got him a first down.
I like it.
Yeah, that's us. The 3 quarterbacks with no sacks, just like that.
It is. Here's my power play, Peyton. Here's my power play.
Peyton's going to be like, yes, finally a good play call.
Pull the tight end also.
That's good blocking.
There it is.
On the play before that, Watt was dropping into coverage, right? That's what Cleveland wants, right? Watt is technically a linebacker. He rushes most of the time, but he does drop into coverage. I don't know.
Back to Chubb again, but oh! Now that was a stiff arm.
Oh, yeah,
A lot of hard work for 3 yards.
Let's gang up on him now. Gang tackle. Hey, you know, I like TJ Watt because he's a baby brother. I like brothers like you and Eli, like him and JJ. There's something about that baby brother. That baby brother just plays with a little bit more intensity when he get his moment.
That's it.
Can you agree with that, Eli?
I will say Eli's highs in the playoffs were better than Peyton's highs in the playoffs, so I will say that.
Your baby brother? You got any brothers? Any sisters?
Yeah, I'm a middle child. So I'm the middle of the bunch. So I got an older brother and a younger brother. So I understand the dynamics of everything.
It's a good spot.
Hey,
It's a good spot. Right
And it's batted up by TJ Watt.
Batted ball. Putting that pressure. Hey, Peyton, was you happy for Eli when he knocked off Tom Brady's perfect season?
I gotta tell you, Snoop, the Colts won the Super Bowl the year before. It was as awesome as you think it would be. I was super excited, but it was even more enjoyable watching Eli go out there and do his thing. That's my little brother out there. He's leading the Giants on this 2-minute drill and throws a touchdown pass to Plaxico Burress with 40 seconds.
Plaxico, who would go on to shoot himself in the foot, literally. 3rd and 7 for the Browns. Baker's on the run. And slides, and it's 4th down.
Hey, special for me too. True story. I was supposed to perform for the Patriots that night, but when they lost, I ended up MIA. I went missing in action.
Wow.
You should have come to my party. You should have come to my party,
Yeah.
Snoop. That could have been the beginning of our band right there.
I know, Eli. I was contracted by Mr. Kraft, and when they didn't win, I couldn't show up. I said, I don't want to perform for them, man. What I look like standing on stage when they just lost the first game of their season. I'm in the bed with
I didn't know Snoop ditched the Patriots that night they lost to the Giants.
We didn't even have a band booked. No one thought we were going to win, so we had nothing. We didn't even have a space rented out. We had a plane going back that night just to get out of town, I think.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That y'all pulled it off like that. That's crazy. Shout out to Michael.
Oh, the McLeod muffed the punt. That was a chance for the Browns, and it's gone now. The Steelers recover it. They just got to start at their own 5. Yawn. That's Tony Stewart here. Got us the long-ass caution.
Inside turn 11, and we're going to go racing.
We're just going to watch these last 15 laps. We'll check on the game in the 4th quarter. We're going to talk about the 2016 Sonoma race. There's Tony's dad. This race is as dramatic as you think it is. Oh, God, my back. I think I just have back problems. Damn, Tony got a hell of a jump.
That's exactly what Tony wants to see. Side by side behind
And then Truex gets side by side with Hamlin, and Tony just drives away. Tony really underdrove that corner. Truex packed it in. He had to back off. He had nowhere to go.
That was a great move by Truex to get that pass right there to the top of the
15 laps, 14 now, and we'll go back to the game.
He's got a pretty fast race car. Logano Edwards still
This clusterfuck with Logano, Edwards, and Jr. is where it goes horribly wrong.
down to turn 4. What Tony has to be careful.
Jr. racing with 2 of them. Well, here it comes. Thanks, Carl.
They got 3 wide. I think it was the 4, the 22, and the 88.
The 88 came out the loser in that.
Jr. was like as far down as he could go, and Edwards still came over and hit him.
That's not good. Trouble.
People wonder why I don't like Carl Edwards.
is reviewing the restart. We don't yet know what.
Truex, look at Tony taking the bitch line, as I call it. When you enter shallow in the corner like that, you're being an asshole. Tony's being an asshole. He went so shallow into turn 11 to make sure Truex couldn't get to his inside. Tony took his line away.
Junior stays on track with that damage. He's fallen to 12.
Yeah, he got a lot of rubble in that left front.
Truex is getting off the corners better than Tony. It's all about exit. That's the difference in the tires.
The thing he's got to worry about, of course, we only got a few laps to go here, 3 to go, is this
13, Daryl. That's a lot more than 3.
about that because we don't have many laps to go.
13 to go.
I think it's just about making clean laps. He knows that 78 and the 11 are really fast, and the 18. Just about not making mistakes.
Oh, Truex locked up the right front. And now Truex fucked that corner up, and it's holding up Hamlin and Kyle Busch and helping Tony.
Yeah, and all that smoothness just went away. These three are really hustling these cars, trying to stay with Stewart and find a place.
I knew Tony was going to win. I just knew it. I'm like, he ain't giving this up. I said, if you do get by him, you better get far away, or he's going to run you over.
Yesterday for my Can-Am ride of the week. 13 to go, sorry.
Look, Tony goes shallow again into turn 11.
Drivers always round off. It's 13 to go. We all
okay. Let's make it 12 to go this time.
All right. Listen, Tony's doing an amazing job holding off the 78 Mark Truex Jr. We know how fast that 78 has been, but Tony's just not made a mistake.
Allmendinger dropped to 23rd. He was top 5, top 10 the whole race.
But you know what I love about Smoke? I mean, he is.
Here you go. Oh, look at this. It's Jeff Gordon's catchphrase. It's really not. And because the last couple of Sonoma races ran the other layout, I was like, where are they going? I didn't realize. Oh, yeah, it's old Sonoma. Oh! Look at them both slide. How did Tony hang on to that? I want to know how Tony didn't spin out there. Him and Truex should have spun out at the same time.
These guys are fighting it, baby.
I thought Mark Truex Jr. was awful kind right there to Tony Stewart.
He was.
Tony's gonna fight.
They both should have spun out.
Everything he can to keep these guys behind him.
You want to spin out Tony Stewart? I don't think so.
I would.
Truex smoking the right front again.
In the mix, going after his teammate.
Martin is fast in places where it doesn't do you any good to be fast. There's just places you cannot pass around this racetrack, and Tony knows that, and so Tony is kind of holding Martin at bay and holding him off really well in the passing zones.
I think it's all about turn.
From this point on, Truex is really good.
To drive deep and go wide off of turn 4. If he can set him up like that again, he might be able to get that move made this time and dive inside and clear him into 7.
Well, we heard Tony say his front tires are giving up earlier, so he's abusing them now.
Oh, Tony did a great job putting into those corners.
Wow.
Down to the bottom of 4 and around there. It was a great lap that time.
Right there's where Truex and Tony are both vulnerable.
That's not a defensive move. That's trying to run the fastest line and get away.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a gap, you can do that, and that's definitely going to get you through the corner and off the corner straighter to get you that launch. And he's put a little bit of a gap between himself and Mark Truex Jr.
I think the only way you're going to beat this 14 car is if Tony makes a mistake.
You're going to have to move him.
You're going to have to.
Yeah. That became painfully obvious to me. I'm like, you're going to have to hope he fucks up or you can fuck him up. How are they going to go to commercial with that few laps left?
I can help.
Oh, look, the Steelers went 3 and out, and the Browns have the ball back, so they're on commercial too. What race am I watching? They're showing Sonoma 2016 on Fox Sports 1 right now. They're in the last 10 laps, and when that's over, I guess I'll go back to watching the boring-ass game. But they just cut to commercial with, like, 9 to go. So that's what we're watching, because the Steelers and the Browns are fucking boring me. I should have known better. The Texans are going to trade Deshaun Watson for Baker Mayfield. Maybe I should have sat in the chair. This ain't doing me any good either. Oh well. Had to try it.
Every day is a half day if you just fucking leave.
Antonio Brown yesterday looked like me on the last day of school. I heard the Bucks are not releasing Antonio Brown just yet because they don't want him to be able to sign with anybody. And the Tennessee Titans sign AB because they need Julio and AB to be on the same team to block for running backs.
Antonio Brown is courtside at the Nets game. That's nice to know.
Oh, I'm glad he's having fun.
Yeah. I'm glad we have to hear about everything he does for the next 2 weeks.
Truex narrows the
10 to go. They froze time during commercial, and we're back coming to 10 to go.
Makes that apex and gets a big straight launch off the corner.
He's got to run 10 more time trial laps.
Right here, I was feeling pretty good because I was like, I don't think Truex has what it takes to pass him, and Hamlin and Kyle Busch are fading. So right here, I was feeling pretty good.
Can't make a mistake. Don't look back.
Because like Darrell said, believe it or not, Darrell made a good point. Truex is fast where you can't pass anybody.
He and Truex have a couple of tenths of a second on the field that last
right here. He gets a nice job there.
He gets in there really, really well. Messed up that one.
Hamlin made up a lot of ground coming up the hill there.
Now you see Truex take that wide entry in there to try to get the run off of turn 7.
Yeah, Stewart had a more defensive line that time.
You're not gonna. The only way Truex gonna get by Tony in those areas, you gotta rough him up. And I just.
You could say a lot of things about Truex, but he's not going to rough anybody up. He's a pussy. No offense to him, but he's a bit of a pussy. That's why he let Joey Logano win that fucking championship.
I mean, going through what I went through last year, my final season, I never thought I'd see
Truex is like that monk in anger management. You know, they talk a lot of shit, but they never back it up.
in his final season, see the 22 go inside the 18.
Logano passing somebody clean late in the race.
They want to see good things, and that's hard to do towards your competitors. But when you have as much respect as you have for somebody like Tony Stewart, you'll see that happen.
If I look at my mirror,
Damn, the Browns.
I'm pretty happy because we know he's a
Third and goal at the Pittsburgh 3.
Here in the 22, he's been making some pretty bold moves up to 4th.
But what I saw at turn 11 that time was Stewart made a very shallow entry into turn 11, a very, very defensive line, as in, you're not going to dive inside me in this.
The reason people said Hamlin lets Tony win is when Tony makes the pass, they're showing Denny's onboard camera looking behind him, and you can't see how bad Denny misses the last corner. He didn't let Tony win. He just blows it. And you can't – it looks like he pulled over and let him go. Touchdown Browns. And it was to Njoku, not Chubb. Fuck you, Baker.
Show me a rookie or a first time
The Browns score with less than a minute to go in the third.
that has better record numbers.
If they showed a different camera angle of the winning pass, people wouldn't say, oh, Denny let him win.
To get a hold of.
Now look at Denny. See, Denny will fucking use the bumper. He just got up on Truex and knocked the shit out of him.
Hamlin's the other one that has as much motivation as Tony Stewart. He's never won on a road course. Even though he hasn't won this year, he wants to get a win on a road course.
Did he still never won?
Hamlin?
He won Watkins Glen later that year. I think Denny won Watkins Glen in 2016.
All we know is all this action right here is helping Tony Stewart.
If that car will stay under him, if the tires don't give up on him like he said they did earlier,
Darrell, you're speaking too soon.
on that car to the finisher, he's going to be hard to get by.
Larry, what do you think? Is this run short enough that Stewart is not going to have the big fall off he had on that long run?
You know, the biggest thing Tony Stewart has going for him, Mike?
Heel hop here by Denny Hamlin.
Motivation. Motivation.
Look at these two. Oh, this is exactly what Tony Stewart wants to see.
Hamlin made that pass coming through the S's.
Wow, that opened up 1.3 seconds for Stewart.
Hamlin's coming now, though.
Yeah.
But Stewart has got a nice lead because of that action.
I saw a little bit of vibration on that camera, and it made me think that when Hamlin went into that turn,
Remember that for later.
in practice, if maybe he didn't wheel
Denny Hamlin wheel hopping into a corner. Look at this.
this time.
Truex is too big of a bitch to drive it in on him.
Coming through turn 10. He's pushing hard.
Yeah. Well, that's going on. Just look where here comes
7 to go.
He's at the line now, and here these guys come. They're at the line now, so he's got a nice lead.
1.9 seconds of lead. Here's the contact we saw coming out of 7 to 8.
Bouncing off each other, bouncing off the curbs. Bouncy, 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 jouncy.
I don't want to hear Darrell Waltrip say bouncy, bouncy.
In that lap alone.
You guys probably never played that side mission in GTA 5 where Trevor says bouncy, bouncy. Hold that thought. How did the Browns get down to the Steelers 3 to get that touchdown is what I want to know.
He just be launching duds right now. He's got to get up there and get it close enough.
Oh, Ben threw an interception. That's how. Ben threw a pick. Something happened because, of course, I turned off to watch this.
Starts making some
We'll see the fourth quarter.
corners. He has the faster race car. I truly believe that. But faster race car and passing Tony Stewart's two totally different stories.
Stewart gets a little breathing room now. Got that pressure off him for a little
God
bit.
laps at Sonoma take forever.
Lead was 1.85. Now it's 1.45.
You want to know how that gap happened. It's after Hamlin got inside the 78 down in up in turn 7. Then he came to turn 10, and this is where the real big gap. He just got wide, tried to go a little too hard through there. Then the 78 and him get side by side. Pretty lucky he didn't step all the way.
They
up.
say watching that, and they go to commercial again. These motherfuckers. Watching that, people said Denny let Tony win. Do you see how hard Denny's driving there? Does it look like he's going to let anybody win? Back to the Steelers for a minute.
Oh, I think he put a finger in the ear hole right there. Can't do that.
Okay.
Clowney with another dumb penalty.
Grab control of it. No ear hole. Oh, you got Clowney and they got Clowney and Garrett?
No.
Never mind, no foul.
They got some grown men on the old D line. They got Joe Green and Jack Lambert and Jack Ham on that D line. They got some men.
Yeah, that's the big boy over there. He remind me of Willie McGinnis, that height that he got, the way he coming off that edge.
Yeah. Good call.
Willie was a better pass coverage guy than Clowney, though. That's about where the comparison stopped, because Clowney can't cover shit.
Looks like Ben's whispering. There's a lot of whispering. He's whispering.
He is the quarterback whisperer right now.
I wish I could see that interception he threw that I missed.
Come on, Ben.
Too deep again. Safety's coming down late. They're coming down late.
Oh,
Come on.
3rd and 9. See why I started watching the race?
He didn't have a whole lot of time back there. They're getting to him pretty quick right now, Pate. You know, he didn't have a whole lot of time to sit and wait for these things to open up down the field.
Watch Cleveland, too. I mean, they were waiting until the snap. Just like Bill Cowher was saying, they are not showing their hand at all. They're doing the Bill Cowher wait till the ball is snapped and then rotating down. So Ben can't do one of those audibles, right? He's not sure if it's going to be 2 safeties deep or 1 safety deep. But they do the same thing right here. They're going to show one thing, play the other.
Okay,
Just don't turn it over this time. Timeout.
They ain't showing him what he needs to see.
All right. Charge timeout. Took a timeout.
Well, ain't that called studying the team during the week to know exactly what they're doing? If you were studying all week, you wouldn't have to be doing all this checking at the time.
I mean, the thing I always try to look for is, you know, kind of whatever they're showing, they're probably going to do the other. So if the safety's down early, there's no way he's going to stay down there early. He's got to be going back late. So you kind of predict the opposite of what you're seeing. But it looks like they got Pittsburgh just a little bit off in what they're doing because they're not got no rhythm whatsoever.
You know, old Barry McCockiner was right. We as a society cannot allow the Pittsburgh Steelers or Denver Broncos to make the playoffs because it's going to be horrible if they do. Thankfully, they won't.
It's really, and they got that pass rush going. I mean, you can do whatever you want. But they're just bringing 4 guys a lot of time and getting the bin. He's got to throw it quick and can't set his feet and can't get the ball down the field.
Owen blitz. I think they're going to come out. Yep, there he goes. Coming out.
That's just a bad fucking throw by Ben.
Come on, Ben.
That's on you, Ben. Wouldn't have been a first down anyway because you won't throw more than 4 yards down the field accurately.
Oh, 2 and out.
Anywho.
The car that was struggling
5 laps to go. Tony Stewart still leads. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen.
That left front tire rub has gone away, and Earnhardt continues.
I remember just being relieved that Junior's car was still running after that bullshit with Carl Edwards.
A little bit faster than he was the time before. Hamlin about matched his last lap. And
They're going to go to commercial with 2 laps to go now.
At this rate, Hamlin will catch Stewart with 2 to go.
Yeah, he says he might go to dive bomb him. If he can get to him, I think that's what they'll do. I think that's what he'll do. Either into 7 or into 11. That's your chance.
If you want to hear some classic Darrell Waltrip moaning and groaning, you're in the right place because his reaction to this ending is pretty funny.
But in our last 12 Sonoma races, 6 times
Larry Mack with the trends of the race.
10 laps, and 3 times we have been to overtime.
Wow. I don't know, the way Tony Stewart's been restarting, I'm not so sure I wouldn't help him.
I know, I'd say the same thing. It seemed like the leader of the race today has always had the advantage on the restarts. Boy, Hamlin is creeping in the picture. He's getting back, getting closer.
Denny's really made some gains right there.
Look at this. Look at the cheerleaders over here.
You can see Tony trying a little bit harder. You saw the back end step out, a little bit of wheel spin there off of turn 11.
Keep that in mind. Tony's losing grip in the rear tires.
Oh yeah, Hamlin really stepped it up that time. That was a 1/10 of a second faster that lap than he'd run the lap before.
Yeah, he's getting there now. It's going to be hard to get around Tony, though, because I've been watching him lap after lap like everybody else has not made a mistake.
Tony's going to make you drive through him, and then he'll fight you afterwards. I keep waiting for them to make that turn.
Better feeling than to be leading a race, even when somebody's hounding you. Tony Stewart.
Oh, Hamlin had a bad exit there. But now watch Hamlin gain as he drives in here.
You saw Denny Hamlin. He knows that one of his opportunities is getting into turn 7, and he ran a little bit wide there coming off of turn 4. Allowed that.
That's a nice paint scheme Denny's got.
By Tony Stewart. Yeah, see, Hamlin missed the curve.
Yeah, he didn't get any curve.
He missed the curve. If you don't clip that curve, the car doesn't turn. You get a big push. And he tried to carry a little bit too much speed. He missed the curve, went wide.
The other prime passing point is right here, turn 11.
That's the passing point.
Not quite close enough on this lap. And they'll come around 11, back to the start-finish, 3 to go.
Great launch off that corner by Tony Stewart.
Jeff, a couple of years ago here, you were chasing Carl Edwards just like this. At what point did you say, okay, I'm not going to catch him?
Well, I had newer tires. He had really old tires, and I saw him making mistakes, and I started getting a little bit eager and started losing a little bit of patience, knowing that we were closing the gap on the number of laps. And I started making mistakes. So there's a very fine line there, and that's exactly what Denny Hamlin.
All I could think of that day Gordon was trying to run down Edwards was Junior was third, catching both of them. And I'm going, please, God, get us a caution. But, of course, we didn't get one.
We saw Hamlin get wide in this turn right here, and that cost him a bunch of time.
And you start seeing those laps wind down, and you know you're running out of time. You know, how many opportunities are you going to get to not only get to
Mike Joy was right. Look how close Denny is coming to 2 to go.
You only have 1 or 2 opportunities if it happens on the last lap.
This is going to be it's going to be close when they get down here at turn 11 this time. He's gained a bunch. Starting to look really close.
This is all of the top 7 have won this year, except Tony Stewart. He's the only driver out there in a must-win situation. He has to have a win to make the chase for the Sprint Cup, NASCAR's playoffs. And he's 2 laps and a corner away.
I mean, this thing is going to come right down to that final white
that turn right there. That turn's where it's going to happen.
I think he pulled away from him right
DW made a good call there. He said that corner right there is where it's going to happen. He's right.
Years ago, just overdriving, trying to get there and can't make it.
He just did it right there as well.
This was after DW had already lost his marbles, but every now and then you get a flash of when he was really good at his job.
Look at this. Tony pulled out a little bit of a gap there.
And right here is follow leader. I mean, it's just hard to really make a pass here until you get over to turn 7, maybe. Still a little dicey.
I mean, this is classic Tony Stewart right here. This is what has made him a 3-time champion, all the race wins he's had.
He got in there and he just got it sideways.
He tried to run the fastest line to get away instead of taking a defensive line, and he almost spun out. And Hamlin did the same damn thing, so he didn't really gain anything out of it.
I mean, that was a great recovery.
I think those tires are going away on that.
Great recovery off of that corner. Keep that in mind for this next lap.
And Turn 7 is so tricky. It's so easy to get in there and lose their grip on the rear tires.
What do you think? Hamlin setting him up for a last lap pass?
I don't know. He's going to have to get closer than this.
Turn 11, last lap is where it could happen. Off 11. Coming back.
White flag. Credit One Bank.
And the white flag waves. 1 to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
This is the closest Hamlin's been in a few laps.
One of the best last laps in NASCAR history.
Got anything? Tony better not do what he did in the 7 this time or he's in trouble.
Trying to dive you down here.
You're working him.
Not close enough.
Nope. Tony's right where he needs to be, man.
See if he can make a gain. It's all about getting off of this corner. He gets in there.
Yeah, boy.
A little bit.
He missed it, but he didn't slide. Here comes the slide, though. Watch this. Same damn thing he did the lap before. Now Hamlin hits him.
He hit him.
And when I saw Tony get off this corner, still right there, I said, uh-oh. I said, Denny, you're in fucking trouble now. Because Tony stayed that close. If Denny could have got away there, he'd have been all right.
Well, that was what happened to Tony lap before, you know, when he got loose.
But Tony was able to get it rolling and stay close enough to him. It is not over.
Two more corners.
This is hilarious.
Hamlin trying to pull away.
Watch Hamlin's back end here.
Used up his stuff. I mean, we knew he was having, you know,
Here we go.
See, it starts shaking.
Stewart inside.
How do you miss it that bad?
He gets Hamlin. They hit. And Stewart.
If you see the other angle, Tony turns as hard as he can to hit Denny as hard as he could.
Stewart, how did that happen?
If you go watch the other angle, Tony fucking just clobbers him. It didn't look that bad from that angle, but
They're shutting down the screen game.
the Browns are on a 3rd and 20, and Chubb's not in the game. So just go ahead and punt. They might as well punt on 3rd down. If they punt on 3rd down, they're more likely to win the game because it's one less chance for Baker to throw an interception or get strip sacked.
You know, hope for an interference, even an interception. You know, as long as you.
Tony Stewart won Sonoma.
It's almost like a punt. Look at these guys.
We're back. The Steelers only have a 6-point lead now. But they're about to get the Browns off the field.
And take the chance of a sack
Pittsburgh's mad about giving these up.
They're tipping. There you go.
Incomplete. Good throw by Baker, though. I'll give him that. That's Witherspoon guys having a good game.
Pretty nicely.
They had a good drive going. That holding call.
I didn't like that holding call. Little corner hook.
Yeah.
Like the guy got
Payton's
there
all
at the
about
ball.
football.
Timed it up pretty good.
You do the snow angels with the player next to you, kind of getting away.
I think you can do it when it's not snowing either, just on grass.
But Matt Ryan got flagged for taunting for looking at Jordan Poyer. And we just had a guy doing snow angels in front of somebody. And it's a bad punt.
Shank it. Shank it. Shank it.
43.
But be honest, though, do you think the Steelers are going to take advantage of that?
No, that's my old teammate.
Is this where he's going to fake a sports injury? But, oh, my back. That's why I shanked that punt.
Coming up. After this,
Oh, shit, it's Aaron Rodgers' time.
He thought that following Brett Favre was tough. Following Snoop Dogg is going to be the toughest thing he's ever had to do. I'm excited to have him on. It'll be fun.
So, Aaron, why are you a fucking moron? Well, basically, I'm rich enough to be up my own ass and believe conspiracy theories because I'm Aaron Rodgers. Joe Rogan is like the smartest, dumbest motherfucker on the face of the earth. Joe Rogan's an intelligent man, but he just reached that point where he thinks he's more intelligent than everybody, and he's circled all the way around to being fucking retarded. At least Alex Jones admits he's kind of retarded. I think Joe Rogan he's so up his own ass. And dude bros like Aaron Rodgers see him and think he's like the coolest guy ever. Good podcast, though, as long as he's not talking about shit he knows nothing about. He turned into a pick-me bro when The Undertaker was on his show. After all that shit Joe Rogan talked about wrestling, and then he has Undertaker on his show and he's kissing his ass for 3 hours. That's one of the crappiest podcasts I've ever listened to, and I like the Joe Rogan Experience, but the one with Undertaker was so bad. God, it's hot in here again.
Are you surprised?
I hate this room. At least I know the heat works in this bitch. I saw Tony Stewart say in the YouTube video last night when he hit Hamlin there on the last lap, he said, I was thinking, okay, if I drive him really wide and he hits the wall, we'll come off the corner at the same speed and then I can just drag race him. And then he said halfway through it, he said, fuck it. And just clobbered him. Instead of running him into the wall, he just said,
Aaron
fuck it, and
Rodgers
smacked the shit out of him.
Aaron, thanks for coming on last night. You defeated the Vikings 37-10. You know, your Packers are the #1 seed. You're the favorite to win the MVP. Are you having just such a good year?
Najee Harris for a first down. Najee's having probably the best game of his rookie year, I think.
No, I'm good. I'm happy to be on with you guys. You know, you got the market cornered on the quarter zip, so I went through my closet and this was all I could find. It was kind of more of a half zip. I saw the commissioner had the quarter zip as well.
The Manning.
So
Oh shit! Rodgers is the last guy on the Manning show before the playoffs. I don't know if that's a good thing.
I believe you're a member.
That's proof that it's real.
The opposite. I'm available, you know, anytime in March or after that tournament down there. If you need a fourth, I know you probably took your brother. I know you've taken the commissioner before. You know, you've probably taken Snoop down there. So if you need a fourth at any time, let me know.
Well, Snoop is in the family now, so now that you're wearing the quarter zip, I think you have a chance to join the family as well.
Aaron
The only
Manning.
thing I'll tell you, Aaron, if you win this 4th MVP, I don't think you really want to get
Which he
fired.
should.
I think you just retire and you go off into the sunset. 4 is a lot of MVPs. I mean, it's you know, you don't need any more than that. So if you do that, I think we'll go play for sure.
Has anybody got 5?
They paid might have 5. It was brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think so too.
3rd or 2. I lost track of how many MVPs Peyton has. It's 4 or 5. I can't remember.
Aaron, yeah. 2 weeks ago, you broke Brett Favre's record, and it had to have been a surreal moment. I mean, when you were a rookie, did you think there's no way this is possible? I mean, was reality better than the dream? Talk about that moment.
Third down, major implications.
Yeah, that was a special moment. You know, I got the chance to play behind a legend who you've had on the show, Brett, and to watch him break Marino's record at the time, which was the most touchdowns at the Metrodome. And I remember that moment. I mean, he was jumping up and down, he got carried around the field. I just was thinking, 420 touchdowns? I mean, how is that even possible?
Hey, the Steelers convert a 3rd down by running.
Now to be able to be the all-time record holder. And I said after the game, the beauty in this game is simplicity. That's the route that I learned my rookie year, double stick that every team runs. And, you know, hitting it outside in there. Number 2, Allen diving for the end zone. That was a special moment. To do it at home as well, in front of our crowd, was really awesome, too.
Rodgers with a headset and a clipboard.
Was that an adjustment?
We had the triple slant on, and it just checked to based on the leverage, it checked to the outbreaker. The guys over 2 and 3 were, over 3 was inside.
Oh, damn, Claypool.
I felt like it was better for the double stick instead of the inbreakers at that point. It was 3rd and 4.
Is Claypool going to celebrate that? I almost caught it. Woohoo.
Let's get the first down. He made a great play.
Sorry, my standards for catches are raised after seeing that dude on the fake punt catching on the other guy's helmet yesterday.
All night. He said he checks to the 2-yard out route every single time. So I think Snoop would like you to maybe give your counterpart some tips.
Well, we played this team a couple weeks ago, and Clowney was out, thankfully. But Miles playing on one leg with his groin injury. But I mean, you got to protect the edges. I mean, that's.
Steelers are playing for a field goal here to go up 2 scores. That's what they're doing. Go up by 9. Browns got lucky with a turnover and caught a break, but they're not going to score again.
Protection first, and that's why Ben's trying to get the ball out. You know, in some of these adjustments based on some of the 7-up looks, but also the fact that these rushers are getting after him.
Aaron, y'all played the Steelers earlier in the season also, and you had a kind of memorable interaction with Coach Tomlin. There's kind of a scene where you're smiling, he's smiling out here, and all the Steelers fans kind of thought there was some, deeper meaning to this. If we just show like a shot of Tomlin just smiling, will you smile also and maybe tell us about this secret relationship going on between the two of you?
That's a lazy blitz by the Browns, but they get away with it.
Yeah, let's see. Can we get a shot of Tomlin?
Yeah, I was trying to catch him. I was trying to catch him with 12 on the field, and he was over there shaking his head at me like, no, I love Mike Tomlin. He's been
the music they played there.
I have a ton of respect for him. But that's something I stole from you, Peyton. I watched you guys do that to us in the preseason game. You ran like a run to Joseph Adai, and then you came back the next play.
Here's the game-winning field goal with 9:50 to go. As my ESPN2 cuts out, now it's back. 16-7. Well, that's game. That's game.
I see you doing
Fantasy
that all the time.
football implications in the room for that kick.
Earlier this year. 13's that's my max. I never got him with 14, so 14.
They showing any post-race?
Couldn't quite get there. Only rookie ever to win at Sonoma, Juan Pablo Montoya. You saw Chase Elliott's finish and rounding out Quinn Boyer, the early frustration. But what a finish and what a win for Tony Stewart, even at this stage in his swan song season. And down there in Victory Lane, Matt Gilligan is with him for the celebration.
Mike, when you look at this, the drivers.
Look at the side of the car from where he hit Hamlin.
We see legendary drivers. Without celebrations like this. Nobody can describe the journey Tony Stewart has been on over the past 3 years. Smoke, does the impact of this win even more meaningful, the timing of it?
Oh man, they're all good. It doesn't matter where you get them, but we were.
So Bristol, Martinsville, Charlotte, maybe Daytona and Darlington later on, and Bristol again, of course, because we got to do both Bristol Cup races.
Proud to do it again, but proud of Mobil One and Bass Pro and everybody. They just
maybe Ingles will take me back. I'm still hesitant. I don't want to go back, but it's not a bad job. I don't know why I keep waiting for something better to come up. Nothing better is going to come up for me. Not exactly qualified to do anything. Tell you what, though. Here's some motivation for me to go back to Ingles. I'll get me a new fucking chair.
I'm beating Cameron by 4 points.
So, Dylan, you're beating Cameron by 4. I know I've already lost for the week, but I can catch up next week if I just nail the lineup.
If Dawson Knox scores.
0 fucking points from Dawson Knox. And then AB quits in the middle of a game. Unbelievable.
All right, welcome back.
Is it snowing?
Aaron Rodgers with us, and big drive here for the Cleveland Browns. See if they can get something going here. Aaron, you were talking a little bit about Coach Tomlin. We got Ben Roethlisberger, and you played the Steelers in that 2010 Super Bowl where you beat them. I mean, at the time, Mike McCarthy was your head coach. You threw a touchdown to Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, talk about Mike McCarthy.
Jennings. I mean, does that feel like it was yesterday, or does that feel like it was a different lifetime ago?
That feels like a long time ago.
That was the best boring Super Bowl I've ever watched. Because it wasn't a bad game. But there was not one time in that game where I thought the Steelers were going to win.
Eli was the team you guys beat the next year in the playoffs. 15-1 in the regular season, through it, and then you guys came into town and beat us on the way to win another Super Bowl for you.
Well, that's neither here nor there, Aaron.
Very good team. We just kind of we had to hit a couple. We hit a Hail Mary. We had guys bouncing off people. You had a sluggo. We had a wide open receiver, and OC just.
And Chubbs tackled for a loss.
Get the ball and knock it out. So we got very lucky that game. Y'all had some fumbles and some weird plays happening, but y'all were very good. Lucky to win that one.
Aaron, those pictures of you in that Super. Aaron, those shots of you in that Super Bowl, you look so young. Let's take this a little.
And Baker gets sacked. God, this game is over.
The first guy to win 4 MVPs with 4 different haircuts. I mean, this is an accomplishment, right? This is the draft. Here's the rookie year.
What year does he look the most like Jake Gyllenhaal? There, if he had a beard there.
Oh, yeah. There's an MVP right there. Look at that guy. Another MVP for sure.
I like the long hair. Long hair Rodgers is the way to go.
I had the same haircut every single year my entire career. Still do today.
I can't imagine actually getting a haircut more than once a year. Yep, there it is. Oh, look at Baker juking him out.
Can you just not grow one, or you can't grow it? It's not an option.
Penalties declines, 4th down. Put me to sleep.
You cannot grow any hair on the upper lip. A little bit on the cheek. You get the little hair right here. It's like Joe Dirt. Body. Little hair here, dude.
Joe Dirte, remember?
You guys never want to grow your hair out at all? It was always
they accepted
Then they accepted that?
He had some like mutton chops. He did.
Hey, might as well. They're not going to get it.
Back when Snoop was watching him play against the Steelers, he had the chop.
Look at Peyton's hair right now. Does it look like he could grow that long? I mean, where would it grow?
I'd like to think it would grow down the front.
I mean, Roger Goodell is on me. Snoop is my biggest supporter all year. So, Eli's been killing me all year.
Peyton, I want to ask you, do you feel like they did you justice with your bust at the Hall of Fame? Or did they maybe exaggerate certain parts?
I actually feel like they did. I told them maybe looked like the 25-year-old version of me. I was 25 at one point. Some things have changed since then. So they went.
The head got wider. False start. The Browns are on like a 3rd and 30 now.
It was honest. It was fair. So
you get to give the age. You get to request. You get to request your age of the bus.
Well, hopefully Eli never finds out because he shouldn't be in the fucking Hall of Fame, but he probably will be.
Do you have a pocket square in your bust?
If Eli's in the Hall of Fame, we should put Brad Johnson in the Hall of Fame because he won a Super Bowl too.
3rd and 30. 3rd and 30. What do you like, Aaron? What do you like? 3rd and 30.
Hail Mary.
He's really good at that.
Free play. Classic Aaron Rodgers hard count.
Oh, this game sucks.
Hey, when you used to do the hard count,
So glad the playoffs are starting and there'll only be like good teams left.
They'd snap it, you just kneel down. When did you decide to start throwing it?
I mean, Aaron and
Big Ben's going to retire undefeated in Pittsburgh against the Browns.
Everybody just goes deep.
A Cleveland sucks chant.
I never understood the kneel down. That to me,
That's a really loud Cleveland sucks chant.
Like at some point, you had your lineman move, right? If a guy jumped this side, I always said, hey man, snap that.
That was almost blocked.
Snap that thing. Let's go.
Delay of game. How do you get delay of game on a punt?
Thrown on free plays.
The Cleveland sucks.
They were shook by the Cleveland sucks chant that broke out.
The fans got a flag.
I think with offsides and 12 on the field, we're over 20. I think.
I really wanted to believe in the Browns this year. I picked them to win the division.
Nobody jumps in.
Have you ever been wrong?
I found a thing with my preseason NFL predictions because I made it in late August and I saved it in my computer. We'll look at it here in a minute. I'll show you guys my NFL predictions from back in late August, early September.
What I started doing was, if I was in the gun, I would peek to the side of the jump and still do it. Peek to the side of the jump, see if they throw a flag, and then proceed to take a shot. But you kind of know which one.
Steelers are going to start in field goal range. Here, I got to show you guys this. Where's my mouse?
Oh yeah, but 12 on the field for sure. You definitely know. Hey Aaron, you've become good friends with our friend Pat McAfee, who was on this show. Every one of our viewers says Pat should replace us. We're considering making this the McAfee cast, believe it or not. How did you get so close with my
Here you go,
Pat
everybody.
McAfee?
Those are my predictions for the season for a few of the divisions.
We had a
The Bengals, I was way wrong. But look at how good I got the AFC East.
Said you should get Pat McAfee, so I reached
That
out
ain't
to
far
Pat.
off at all.
Actually, a stand-up comedy.
The South, I nailed.
He came off of the tour.
Hell, the West, I
joined
nailed.
our team, and
Except the Raiders have kind of overachieved.
I never met him.
The North.
The North, that was an easy one. Yeah, that was an easy one to call.
When I introduced you tonight at the welcome
Let's
dinner,
scroll down now
stand-up.
to the rest of the NFC.
I was like, oh, it's one of those things where you gotta ask something to somebody like, oh, crap, why did I do that? You know?
Yeah, the East, I was wrong.
South.
I nailed the South, except the Panthers are worse than I thought they'd be.
The West is
A little wacky, but I still, they're all four, well, 3 out of 4 are really competitive. So that I made that back in August. See, I'm not that bad.
He went the full trip.
I had all 4 West teams making the playoffs. 3 of them are going to make it. Well, if the Niners win and the Saints lose, or if the Niners just win.
I don't think the golf worked out very well for him, but I made sure as a partner of that, I made sure he had a good partner every time.
I just remembered the other day I made that. I said, oh yeah, I saved that for a reason. How's it look? Not bad.
I love it. He's a beauty. Hey, a lot of film study on Monday night, or more of a, obviously you watch the game against the Vikings, but kind of your Monday, Tuesday routine.
That was not as bad as some predictions you'd see out there.
Yeah, you gotta put the previous
Dallas Cowboys 16-1. Bucks are going to go 17-0. Remember when I said at the start of the year, I said they're going to lose to the Saints, they're going to lose to the Rams, they're going to lose to the Patriots. I was close.
Checking in with the coaching staff, seeing what the plans, how it's coming together.
Oh, Claypool.
Getting onto it, and then every day kind of has its.
That was the game. I mean, it's over anyway, but that was really a fucking dagger if Claypool makes his catch.
Matt likes to do first and second down on Wednesday, third down on Thursday, and then red zone on Friday. So it kind of alters the preparation slightly, but I enjoy the insult.
Now you need the points from Boswell. So
when you get older, you really have to have that balance between the film study and the preparation, and then relying on your instincts and understand the plan inside out. Because
to go up 19-7 with 5:50 left,
the plan is the plan,
and it's good.
You can get to whether it's checks or adjustments or subtleties, route signals.
Oh no, I'm totally confident the Browns can score twice in the next 5 minutes.
So you're set up mentally for those situations once the game comes.
And, I mean, at the line of scrimmage, Aaron, and it looks to me like you have everything at your disposal, every check, zone versus man. I mean, does Coach LaFleur just say, hey, if you see something and you like it, go with it?
That was the funny conversation when he got hired.
The result of the play.
This whole audible conversation. This system doesn't audible, and the system is the system. And I basically say, hey, look, I got 14 years of wisdom, stored up. But I feel like I can add a little.
Why even call the penalties if they're just going to offset?
It helps when you have smart players, and that makes all the difference. You guys both know. When you got guys you've got on the same page with subtle body language, nods, quick hand signals. It makes the game so much easier, and that's what I got with most of my guys. Nobody more than Devontae. I mean, him and I, it's almost an extension of our minds on the field. It feels like at different times, and that's what I had with Jordy Nelson for so many years.
So the Steelers technically still have a chance.
It's fun when you got those guys. You can
He's
just
gonna need Carson Wentz to throw like 5 interceptions. Although you saw Atlanta, they got 3 interceptions and a safety and still lost. So you're probably gonna need more than that. And at the same time, you got to beat Baltimore again.
The best view is from the quarterback position, right? You can see everything. You can tell what's going to happen. You know when Harrison Smith's supposed to come down. And you can have the last say, right?
Yeah.
Check to it. So
Mike Thomas never had a losing record.
On having audibles in your system because I'd say it's working.
Yeah. That's the thing with the Steelers. You just don't know what it's going to be like now. Schwartz is going to try to make a play on this kickoff return.
That's quite an accomplishment. He deserves a lot of credit for that. His personality, his leadership, the staff he's put around.
Why am I still here?
The success of our team year after year.
Give Baker one more possession.
He's fun to work with. He's a grinder. We got some great guys to balance that grinding nature with some good.
Skip's going to say, did you see him throw that touchdown at Njoku? Woo! Woo! That's pretty good, huh? What about that 3rd and 11 in the first half? Woo! Woo!
Crazy presentation, or what are we gonna laugh about today?
Aaron, is Matt
all those games with the same haircut. LaFleur's had the same haircut the entire time. It's been impressive.
I need Baker to throw one more interception because it'll be funny.
When it comes to the haircut, we have some barbers that come in, and he always jumps the line. He pulls that head coach rank, and I'll tell you, nobody spends more time on their eyebrows than Matt. If you guys pull
I think I'm going to play some Red Dead after this. Get this out of my system. I appreciate them getting it to Chubb now that the game's out of reach.
He looks his best. Head to toe, he's wearing the J's on game day often. He brought Lulu.
Urgency here. You're down by 2 scores with 5 minutes. Let's
He's
go.
got the quarter zip a lot of times, which you guys appreciate. His hair has always done well, and the eyebrows, those things are on point. Every single game.
That's the new movement, right? That's McVay, that's Kingsbury, that's Staley. It's the youth movement.
And Joker made a nice catch. Made Baker look good there.
Fading sex sales, man.
All right, Aaron. Eli and I have some hosting experience on a variety.
Tyler Perry's Why Did I Stream This Game?
You've hosted the show.
Uh-oh, Baker. Oh, crushed on the bad shoulder
And please answer in the form of
by TJ Watt.
What is, I had a blast. I had so much fun. I grew up watching the show, and just like,
Do you like the license-free rip-off Jeopardy music they're playing in the background?
Alex Trebek was one of those voices of my youth where you feel like they're a part of your family because you've seen them so many times on TV, and I got to meet him in 2015.
If you can't use the actual music, don't use a rip-off song.
They threw the offer my way, and I jumped at it. I had so much fun doing that.
Brown's going to have to take a timeout.
Just like I'm sure, Peyton, you did for hosting the SPs.
Oh, no, they got it off. Here comes TJ again, and, well, somebody else beat him to it. Fourth down.
Episodes and wrote down every affirmative that he would use in the shows and learn the key points of the show, and man, I had a blast.
I'm so done with Baker Mayfield.
I'll never forget that. That was a life
So done.
bucket list item for me, and
Offensive line's not been good here on this series, but I'm just so done with him.
obviously by the passing of Alex, the legend.
What percentage of the questions did you know the answer of as you're reading it?
Not that many, to be honest. This is a little different than Celebrity Jeopardy.
Fourth and 19, and timeout Steelers.
As far as the difficulty of questions, but the real Jeopardy is really hard, and there are some categories. They always want to put a literature category on there, and that's, even though I read books, like you're talking about 18th century English literature, I'm lost, man. I had a hard enough time reading the questions, more or less. Even beginning to try and answer some of them.
What are some of those books over your shoulder there? Yeah. What are we reading on a Monday or Tuesday?
Poetry? Same question at the same
Yeah,
time.
a lot of French poetry. Got Atlas Shrugged.
He watched Spider-Man 2. He knows poetry is how you win over women.
I rearranged them to look like, the whole thing is filled here. I got this helmet here with both you guys signed it, so thanks for doing that. I got a Chuck Norris over here on my left.
He's got Chuck Norris memorabilia.
Staple on any bookshelf in America. So it's the you have to look at things.
That's what I need. I need shelves in this bitch because I don't have anywhere to put anything.
Favre did not have any books. He had deer that he killed, some ducks mounted, and a lot of camo.
Incomplete, but the Browns are going to get a first down because of a flag. Joe Hayden's like, really?
Fourth and 19. Got the pass interference. There we go. There we go.
What you drinking there?
Piss. Because he heard it's good for immunizing you against COVID. He's drinking deer piss or something.
Bubble or run that little flat route and having that receiver blocking or throwing that tight end.
Just remember, there's rednecks out there that unironically have deer piss in their house.
You take credit for inventing some of those plays?
Smell this.
I don't necessarily take credit. I think I remember seeing Brady do it a bunch back in the kind of mid-2000s, and we started incorporating it when Favre was playing. At the time, people were only running the one-step.
That's a drop by Higgins. Wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway.
Favre liked the one-step.
Probably better that he dropped it. It stops the clock.
A lot of our run plays. I remember play, specifically in 2006. We were playing at Seattle, and he threw the one-step slant to Donald, and there was like 4 guys around him, and Donald like broke a tackle and went 60 for a touchdown. And from that point forward, the run solutions were always a part of the offense.
Empty here, 2nd and 10.
In the dirt.
To the left.
I'm so done with Baker Mayfield.
That did not look good. I was expecting that throw.
The best part about the Manning show is when a team is playing bad and the look of disgust on Peyton's face.
He's close to the record.
He's got at least 3.
One away from the record. One away from the record. That is not a record you want to be the quarterback in that record. They show it. I threw an interception to Rod Woodson, and he set the record for interceptions returned for touchdowns. Like, every time I played Baltimore, they just showed that. Like, a little recap of the history of the Ravens. Pick 6, Rod Woodson. So I'm sure this is not one that Baker wants to be a part of.
Give it some help.
Yeah.
I don't know what not chipping.
He's telling him. He's telling 82. Go chip Watt. He's over here. They did. They called it.
And Baker's still hanging on to the ball too long.
Oh, he did the spin again.
Spin cycle.
Big play.
Hey, look, Baker got a first down and lowered the shoulder.
Oh, I know.
I know he didn't try to lower the shoulder.
Hey, Aaron, no one. I don't think anyone's buying the. I don't think anyone's buying the toe injury anymore. I mean, ever since you faked the toe injury, you've thrown. Like
Elon says Aaron faked the toe injury.
So it's not working anymore. No one's believing it, so you don't have to talk about it anymore.
I appreciate that. I will say, the internet is undefeated, and the memes this year that I provided will allow for a lot of humor at my expense over the next.
And Baker takes another sack.
With me showing my toe and my chin strap over my nose in Arizona, I think I've definitely helped out meme lovers everywhere this year. I'd say.
That and lying about being vaccinated.
Yeah, I know last year had to have been surreal with no fans in the stands, but like Lambeau Field without the fans. I mean, you guys have like 70,000 for your like mini camp in May. So, I mean, this year with the playoffs, number 1
3rd and 10,
talk about how great
2-minute warning.
Those fans back at home.
Yeah, that's going to make a huge difference. Last year was a bizarre.
You know what? Save that for the last 2 minutes because I want to give the Lambeau fans their proper due. So stay with us for commercial, pal. One more for you.
Rude. It'd be funny if that was Rodgers reaching over to hang up. It's like, you fucker, you cut me off. Oh, fuck, I'm into this stream. I should have ended it an hour ago. Oh.
Be back for more boring next week.
No, we got the Raiders and the Chargers next week. There's no way that's going to be boring.
You don't think so?
No fucking way.
The Chargers are going to blow them out.
They should. But the Raiders just... I'm looking forward to that game. I don't know what else I'm on stream, but I guess we'll find out Sunday. So, fuck off out of here.